Anybody need a refresher, or are we good? Happy to go?
I need a refresher
Very
on my
good.
voices. Remember which voice goes where.
You're on your own. I can tell you it's Fabulous and Sylvia. Does that help? Sylvia!
That's Fabulous. That Fabulous won't be there. Sorry, Fabulous is not there anymore.
She might still be there
No, she won't.
because Alpha
It's
needs
not-
to go get something from her.
I'll
It's
make
not evening yet.
Oh, we'll see. But we had to have a session with Christian visitors on Friday to listen to Fabulous against you could play it for Juditha to hear.
Very entertaining.
Easily Christopher's favorite character so far.
Fabulous is iconic.
And Adri said, well, the thing that got her was Sylvia. So every time they did that, she got a fright.
Yeah.
No, I didn't get a fright. I was laughing so much I had to focus on speaking. That's what I said.
She was trying not to pee herself laughing.
Pretty much, yes.
So, everybody, ready to speak to Smith and Western further?
You mean
That's where we ended the session last time.
you mean Dodger
Yes.
and Rock Boulder. You were talking to Rock last time we spoke.
No, Oryn and I were having a little bit of a sidebar about this miserable little goblin not wanting to sell me anything.
Dodger.
Like I said, the miserable goblin.
Okay, I'm done. You guys can go ahead.
All right. So we were busy I was gonna buy from this guy.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
A
What
longbow.
is it you wanted? A longbow.
Yes,
Right.
please. A longbow.
Okay.
And then we were going to negotiate my short bow and the quiver so that we could make some swaps there.
Yes.
Cool.
Okay. Well, if you want to hold on to those, then for now we can swap everything again in a bit.
Yeah, I don't think stopping in front of him is going to be a good idea.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, definitely not. We were talking in Sylvan so that he didn't get it.
You're assuming he doesn't speak Sylvan.
Yes, I'm assuming he doesn't speak Sylvan.
Okay, cool.
But
Yeah.
wait.
There's more.
No, but wait. I'm just thinking. Go ahead, DM.
So do you guys want to know what the price is of a longbow? And is it specifically just a longbow, or do you want a longbow plus what?
What pluses would the longbow come with?
+1, +2, +3.
Ooh, okay. So
Obviously, the price would go up.
yes,
You don't have
obvious.
enough money in the entire party to buy a +3.
Okay, well, let's do let's maybe see which is better, a +1 or a standard longbow.
A +1 would be better.
Cost-wise?
Just stat-wise. Just
Okay.
stats-wise.
Okay, so that's wise then. Oryn, if you can see if you can negotiate Dodger for a +1 longbow, and obviously we're gonna barter. Do they barter at Smith and Weston as well?
One way to find
You
out.
heard Akari bartering with Boulder? Rock
Yeah,
Boulder?
Boulder's not the smartest boulder around.
Yeah, the dwarf with the growth spurt who grew through his beard.
Mm-hmm.
Outgrew his beard, please.
Yeah, I apologize. Outgrew his beard.
Well, it got stuck on his chest and stomach and back and everywhere else. But anyway, sorry.
So,
Um,
are you asking Dodger how much it would be for a longbow +1?
yes.
Okay. Quick math. It's going to be 42 gold.
42 gold.
For gold.
Didn't like that too much.
Jeez, like
I think we can do better than that, Oryn.
That'd be
I agree.
that'd be 42 gold.
They just want the bow. It is going to be 9 gold. The rest of the
Like,
money is to improve it to a +1 item.
You know how much magic
35 to improve.
it takes magic. You know how much magic and special ingredients it takes to upgrade this, you know. And it takes special oils, and you need to put special things on the actual on the gut that makes the cat gut that makes the bowstring. It's not an easy job, you know. If there was any stupid idiot could do it. Even that one, he says, nodding his head towards Lillith.
Lillith.
I am trying to not say something really rude right now, cause but Oryn, if can we not maybe walk around and see if there's a magic shop that can assist with changing my bow, then doing the magic on it for a better price?
I think so. But again, that's up to you. I'm just here to do the actual exchange. So, do you want to buy the longbow and then see if somebody else can add the magic to it? Is that what you're asking?
I'm just thinking out loud. Can I ask the DM what the value is of the short bow that I've currently got, just so I can compare apples to apples?
Just give me a second. But I thought we were going to give the short bow to
Just wants to compare price.
I'm still going to give it to Oryn so that she can use it as a ranged weapon. Or swap it with Oryn, but I just want to, for my own sort of sanity's sake, I want to know how redonkulous is 9 gold versus 45 gold versus what I have, if that makes sense.
So do you take out the bow to show it to him? Or are you just asking straightforward what would your bow be worth gold-wise?
New straightforward.
Just straightforward, I'm not showing him jack.
Around 38 gold. If they buy it for exactly the same price as you would from a store.
Which they wouldn't because they want to make a profit, but that's what it's worth.
They'll buy it for probably around 35-ish.
Okay,
If they
well,
bought it.
that gives me a little bit more of a understanding of the 40 something gold that he's asking for the longbow.
Obviously, with it being so much, if you want to trade in your bow and take, I don't need a bow. That was just a suggestion. So if you want to sell your bow,
with
it
your,
would obviously. But I mean, I don't have enough gold to buy that for you.
Well,
So that's why I'm saying.
okay. I'm speaking to Oryn again and Sylvan. I do have enough gold, but I still feel we need to say to this dude, we interested in the bow, but we're going to be shopping around to see if we can find something that's within our price range. I think we need to just not completely cut it off, but obviously we don't want to say to him, okay, we're taking it.
Okay.
I don't know
So
how you
with
feel about
the
that.
deliberation going on this side there, Akari steps up and takes out the crossbow that she has with the 50 bolts in a quiver and places it down on the table and says, how about if we trade you this for the upgrade? And then they can pay the 9 gold for the bow. So she's offering a +1 crossbow and 50 bolts to pay for the upgrade from a longbow to a +1 longbow.
Are you sure you want to do that? That is very cool. Thank you, Akari.
Dodge would kind of look at you and kind of rub his hands together, picks up the bow, has a look at it, picks up the arrow. Well, they're a little bit crude. This is very, very crude. This plus 10 gold.
Akari turns to Lillith and Oryn.
Oryn, I'll even, yeah, if you want to if you can buy it, I'll even give you the gold somewhere. We'll say we'll come and pick it up later. Then you don't have to put yourself out of pocket. But I don't think we can pass on this offer
No,
from
I
Akari.
agree. I
'Cause
agree.
that's
No, it's
huge.
fine. I'll take it. I'll take it. So it's 10 gold.
Yes.
Correct.
All right. Do
And that's
you
the
just
plus-
logistically with this? Oh, sorry, you go.
Sorry, that's for the +1 bow, right? Longbow.
Correct.
I'm just going to make a note of that in the game table, and then can we adjust the coins and values and whatever, Nana, when we
everything's
swap
fine.
everything?
Sounds good.
Cool beans.
Okay, so 10 gold.
I'm just removing the crossbow and stuff from my side.
Longbow. Okay. Cool.
So then Akari steps back. You pay over the money.
And do we get the longbow +1 immediately?
Gregor, Gregor listens to me. Dodge will kind of walk across. He just nods his head, and you see, excuse me. You see Boulder will kind of walk across, pick up the bow and things, and hang them on a shelf on the wall. He'll walk across, go into like a locked chest at the back of the tent. He'll open it up and he'll dig around a bit, and he'll take out a longbow. It's actually very looking. It's made of wood. It's got like a fine silver, like a twine wrapped around it. The bow itself also looks like it's slightly shiny. He'll kind of pick it up and smell it for a bit and put it along the thing and aim with it. Look at it again, check the balance. He kind of holds it on his hands and balances it, and then walks back across and hands it over to you and said, "Pleasure doing business with you."
Sorry, question. Can I use the same arrows with
Yeah.
a longbow?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. So we can still do our other option with the passing arrows backwards and forwards. That's cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yay, cool.
With that, he kind of just, Dodger kind of looks up that. Is that it?
I
And
think so.
Looks kind of from one to the other, making a point not to look at Lillith and Silas as he kind of looks from one to the other. And then you see kind of, excuse me, Rock standing behind you with his arms rolled across his chest, and he goes, "Oh, anything I can do for you?" Personalize those blades; they look lovely. If you know, look at the ones at the back there, and again, he shows you the axe with the etching on it. I'll make them look real pretty for you.
PM.
Dwarven masterpiece. That sharpener, maybe. Blade can never be too sharp, you know.
Yes, you called.
I just want to find out quick, sorry.
Mhm.
What would be the consequences of extortion?
For you.
Yes.
Good question. Why don't you find out?
I mean, it's an option. Not a good one, but it's an option.
Excuse me.
So Oryn, you have the short bow, and Lilith, you have the long bow, just adding the +1 for you now.
Okay, cool. Are you fixing our inventory? Because we'll obviously swap that away from Dodger, and then also remember a standard quiver for Oryn. Is there use in me looking at the sort of growth spurt dwarf for a upgrade on my knife and rapier, or not really?
Good, it's going to cost you 35 gold though, at least.
If I swap
Horrible.
old ones
Jeez,
for
like,
new ones, jeepers, this place is this is a ripoff.
No, but
So who's paying for the
you won't be
bow?
swapping your old ones for your new ones. You'll be swapping a ordinary rapier for a +1 rapier, if I'm understanding correctly. That's where the difference comes in.
So it's still going to cost 35, roughly, for the +1.
That's kind of what I'm saying. It's
Okay,
an upgrade. It's not the same one. It's an upgrade.
So you're telling me my shopping trip to Smith and Western is done?
No, just quick question. Is Lilith going to pay for the gold? Is she going to give the gold back to Oryn?
In other words, can he just take the gold off of Lilith and shop for now? You can discuss it later, role play wise about what happened, but purely for character sheet wise, make the changes now already.
Yes.
I'm happy to pay Oryn back the 10 gold, seeing as she was pickpocketed when we got here. I'm happy to do that.
All right. What do you want for the short bow?
Ooh.
Well, let's negotiate that a bit later. How's that?
Okay, deal.
Did anyone notice
Well-
Alpha's upgrade on his token?
In the picture, yeah.
Very cool. I saw that too, to the new armor. Very, very cool. Wanky.
Looking very
Fabulous would
demure, very
approve.
mindful.
Just as a side note, if you want to add anything to your shield, this would be the place, Alpha.
Yes, I am gonna give the armorer weaponsmith a piece of my mind.
Is that where your question comes in?
Yes.
Remember, it was the goblin, eh? Not Boulder.
Do both of them at the same time.
Okay, go for it.
Alpha's gonna walk to the front and then take out his longsword +1 and a bastard sword, and then ever slightly point it towards the goblin, and then aggressively drop both of them on the table. I don't know if I can roll intimidation for that.
I was going to say, why don't you roll intimidation?
Go Alpha. I think that works. 21.
I don't think so.
It definitely works.
Definitely works on that one as well.
Definitely totally works, yes.
On that one, it worked extra well considering it was a nat 1.
You kind of notice, first of all, Boulder like dives towards you, so they'll be like, I hope you treat them with more grace than you treat them here. These are special items, oh my word. These aren't just tools. These are an extension of you. You don't just treat them like that. Seriously. And you turn around and you notice that Dodger's nowhere to be seen.
You intimidated him right at the shop.
Alpha's gonna say he's gonna ask to make a bastard sword +1, and then he's gonna open his hand and say, "And my change."
He'll look at you and
I don't know what either of the value is of.
No, it's fine. It could take a while. It could take a couple of days to do that. Are you going to be around here for a couple of days? I have to get the ingredients. I have to meld them into the sword. I have to melt it down and cast it again. It could take 2-3 days.
Did someone else buy a +1 weapon? Oh yes, the bow.
Yeah,
But that was in a.
It wasn't turning one into another one. It's just buying one, trading that one in on another one.
Yes.
No, we just straight out, we traded Akari's. Yeah, but we got a new item, not an upgrade.
Yeah, but it was already there.
Would
So-
probably be a +1 bastard sword. It just seems like you want those upgraded.
Yeah.
That's why he's saying it might take a while.
Oh.
So if you want to trade that one in and get another one, then that would be a different thing. The way he understands it, you want this specific bastard sword upgraded to a +1 bastard sword.
Oh, I see. Alpha's gonna say, I want to trade in these weapons for a +1 bastard sword.
Oh, I get you now. Why didn't you just say so?
With change.
Yeah, with change.
Okay, DM's gonna have to give you what you said it was? DM's gonna have to give you the amounts on those.
He'll give you 5 silver change.
Sure.
Because you're gonna get the bastard sword, which he just trades in the one you're giving him.
Yes.
And then the long sword +1, he'll upgrade the bastard sword to the +1 because you're giving a long sword +1, and he'll pay you 5 silver for the long sword.
There we go. Done deal.
Okay.
And he'll go pick up the 2 items. Again, the longsword he kind of puts onto the shelf. The bastard just kind of chucks into a bunch of weapons that are next to the lying next to the smithy to kind of melt down later. And he walks around. Again, also goes to the kind of box at the back, digs around a bit and pulls out a bastard sword. It's got a curved hilt, a curved handguard, elongated hilt. It seems to be made of bone. You do see some etchings along the middle of the blade. Can't quite make what it is. Again, strong bladed. And he kind of holds it in his one hand and puts his other arm out and rests it along his arm as if he's offering it to you and goes, "How about this, sir?"
Alpha's gonna pick it up and then like kind of feel the weight of it and swing a little, not swing it around, but gesture.
Just test it. When you swing around, you notice it's actually extraordinarily well balanced. And strange enough, though it feels smooth, the bone handle, it actually seems to grip your hand. So it actually seems to hold on, make it a lot easier to hold on to while you're using it.
And you say the blade has runes on it? Or something
Runes
etched
along
on
the
it?
middle of the blade. Tiny little runes from each, you can't really even see what they are, but they are tiny little runes etched along the middle of the blade.
Alpha's gonna point the sword towards the goblin and then
He's
say,
not there anymore. He's gone.
Oh, is he gone? Okay.
He's gone. We can't even see him. We don't know where he is. He's missing. He's
He
MIA.
went to Fabulous to go get a new pair of pants.
Hopefully it's
like that.
brown.
Okay, oh well, that's me then.
Okay.
There is one more thing I want to do.
Mhm.
If
And then
that's okay.
obviously, he'll hand you the change. I'll say, there we go. Lovely piece of work. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
Oryn's gonna take out the ogre hook that she has and put it on the table and say, "How much are you willing to give me for this?"
He's gonna kind of look at me, see his lips kind of curl up. Goes, "Oh, that's ugly. That's an ugly weapon. Oh my word! I don't even want to pay for it. It's just I'll take it off your hands and throw it away."
If I were to make a diplomacy roll and say something like,
Oh.
this, you are such a fine craftsman, you could probably take this ugly piece of junk and turn it into something worth selling.
And by diplomacy, you mean flattery.
Yes, yeah. Yeah, pretty much.
Go ahead and roll.
Mention the beard.
Maybe don't mention the
By
beard.
the way, I must say,
You're looking for 28 or higher.
Yes.
A
done.
handsome man like yourself.
a 28 or
gentleman.
higher.
Yeah,
All the 28.
I rolled a 28.
Oh,
Such
there's
a
no point in
handsome
even
dwarf.
rolling. Damn it.
24.
So
Oh, that was
close.
close. No, there's no point in rolling. That was pretty damn close.
So close.
Would you like some assistance with that?
I don't know. You're gonna help me, but by all means, go ahead.
I'm almost afraid to ask.
With
Yeah.
Akari adding in,
Mm-hmm.
then what's your roll? It was a 14.
24.
15.
Oh,
Yeah,
24 in
24.
total.
24 altogether.
So without the bonus on that,
15.
15. Okay, so that would take it up to a 26 if Akari helps because she has plus 11 diplomacy. And then you plus your diplomacy on that
How does that work?
because she's helping you flatter the.
You would
Excellent.
how they would usually work is you would roll your diplomacy roll, and however much you got bonus would be added to Oryn's roll.
So you want me to roll for diplomacy.
Yeah. Again, it's up to you, the DM.
So 17 plus her 15.
So 17.
32.
Okay, then we go. Give me a second. Again, your DM, you tell me. That's just how you would usually do it. Yeah.
Akari is being so nice and helpful.
Today.
Mm.
And you guys, as soon as you two feel that way, I could maybe offer you DM.
For the ogre hook.
Mm-hmm.
5 silver.
About 5 silver. And I'm doing you a massive favor because this thing's just horrible. Totally horrible.
Good to me. I'll
Yeah.
take it.
Cool. He takes it, kind of picks it up like with like 2 fingers, trying not to touch it. It's like tosses it again, also next to the smith. The huge fire thing there, kind of melted down later. And he kind of looks and turns and looks at each of you in the eyes and kind of folds his arms around across his chest. Again, you can't help the hair. Notice the hair kind of peeking out over the apron. Is there anything else I can help you with?
Were we gonna, Oryn, were you gonna try and get Silas like a little knife or something?
You still got the sickle, which is kind of
Yeah,
dragging
he's
along.
got the
On him,
sickles.
it would kind of be a long sword. It'd be kind of like, well, a long kerpesh, I suppose, would be the better term for it. Which is kind of dragging along.
He's dragging it along behind him.
It's a bit heavy to carry.
That's what I'm saying.
Well,
Maybe.
yeah, no, I agree with you. I think it's better than if it's something a bit smaller. Do you guys have throwing knives?
We got everything. Oh, looking for a throwing knife? I can
Yeah.
help you with throwing knives. We sell them in pairs usually. A pair of throwing knives would put you back.
5 silver.
Hey,
This is
that's a
you.
pair, ne? That's for 2.
That's for 1.
Yes. No,
And
a
8. No,
pair.
it's 8 for 2.
So
8
5 for
silver for
1.
2.
5 for 1.
I'm giving you a
8.
special deal.
8 for 2 or 5 for 1.
Okay. That's silver,
Correct.
right?
Yeah.
Okay, well, can I get, so if it's 8 for 2, can I get 4 knives then?
Yeah, no,
1 gold.
that'll be 8, and you see his head kind of go, his eyes kind of go blank. He kind of scratches his head. He goes, oh,
8 and 8.
Okay, there you go. Sorry. He kind of goes, Dodger usually kind of does this stuff. I can count to 10. Put down 8 and 8. That'll work.
Right. So that's 1 gold and then 6 silver.
Correct.
Cool, cool.
You see his face kind of
Um,
just like completely blank, and he goes, "Oh, I'll take your word for it." And he just kind of shoves it into the into a bag, into his like little coin pouch, and just kind of looks at you, still very confused, and kind of turns around, wonders when you see him kind of counting on his fingers as he's kind of walking away, still looking incredibly confused.
Kari's gonna call him back before he walks away too far. She wants something.
Kind of turn around where he is, and you can see, yeah, how can I help? And he's still busy kind of you see him still kind of on his fingers, trying to figure this out.
Kari's gonna put down a hide shield, take out the mace +1 she has, and then she's gonna say, "The armor I have, but slightly better. Looking for explorer's clothing +1."
Kind of look at you and go, all right. You see him kind of rubbing his forehead. He's like, um, desperately looking around so we can see Dodger anywhere. He's like, okay, that would be, go ahead, Ian.
Kari's going to smile, seeing his confusion, and then say, "How about I give you the armor I have and the hide shield, and we call it even. You get 2 items, I get 1."
You see him kind of scratching his head and goes, how about 3 silver?
Kari immediately says, "Deal."
You see him kind of look really impressed with himself, but at the same time, his eyes still look incredibly confused. And he'll kind of take the items. He actually puts these on the stands as well, on the shelves. And go ahead, you can change your thing.
how do you show that there's more than 1 throwing knife?
There, I should say amount there.
No, I don't think there is.
No.
Not in throwing us. Okay, you'd have to add them one, add one, add one, add one, add one.
Okie dokie.
I thought they were like arrows where you could just choose the amount.
I also thought so, because they have that for javelins, but not for throwing knives,
That's
apparently.
weird, but okay.
Is Evara gonna do anything or get anything here? Or seeing as we shopping up a storm at Smith and Western.
Don't think she is, no.
You need to remember as well. That's for the DM.
Are we going to look at getting food or something sparkly? Because Lillith is quite keen on getting something sparkly.
Oh, like jewelry.
Absolutely, yes.
You may have noticed that Sparkle's jewelry store is back towards the entrance, as is Bubble and Squeak potions and lotions.
I
And
saw the
Incarnate-
bubble and squeak there. And the Sparkles jewelry store. A booze wares.
Mhm.
What time is it now, DMs? Because we need to collect our wares from Fabulous at 7.
Yeah, it's not close to 7.
Yeah, look, according to me, DM can double. We're looking like between 2 and 3 in the afternoon.
So it's closer to 1.
Okay, around 1ish in the afternoon.
So do we want to explore the top half of the marketplace first, or do we want to go sort of back to the bottom, or which way are we headed once
Just putting it out.
Akari's
You don't have to go to everything. We just put it on here in case you wanted to.
Of course they're
Yes.
gonna go to everything. It's fair.
Seriously, what
We've-
the heck?
What are you talking about? Of course they're going to
We've been
everything.
in combat and doing combat sessions for the last, well, what has it been? Almost over a year now? A little bit over a year?
Yeah.
We are going to
Pretty much.
spend more than 1 session on this market for shopping.
Exactly.
It's like a reward for us.
No, I guess more than 1 session, so it's okay. You can spend more than 1 session.
Was for that lucky number, I'm just asking.
That's the
Four
number.
was my number.
Someone bet on 4. That's why they keep throwing 4 out there. I'm not going to mention any names. Yeah. So anyway, where do you want to go?
Sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
Before we go anywhere,
Mhm.
is anyone there at Smith and Western still able to help Alpha, or has everyone gone?
No. It's just everyone is still there. Everyone's still thinking. It's just Dodger that seems to have disappeared.
Okay.
He climbed back into his little hole under the chest or something.
No. Thing's still there. He's just really confused and trying to figure out if he just did himself in or if he got a good deal.
Alpha is gonna ask. He's the
Okay.
goblin?
No. Here's the in inverted commas here's the
Pull the
dwarf.
wolf.
Oh, okay. Alpha's gonna ask him, is there something that we can do about attaching my shield to my arm?
It already is.
Is
Yeah,
it
kind of. Yep. It just stopped working for a while, but it does kind of work now.
So the shield is attached with the arm you have.
Okay. So I can dual wield, or not dual, well, technically dual wield.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or use a bastard sword in 2 hands.
Yes, all right. Okay, I just wanted to double check.
And if you don't want it on your arm, you could just stick it on your back and it would attach to your back.
Okay, that's fantastic. Okay, no,
A
sorry.
little magnetic shield action there. Good
I
job,
was gonna
Alpha.
say, it's like a magnet.
Now I just need to get another bastard sword +1 and then Alpha's dual wielding.
Do you want spikes on your shield, maybe?
Is that gonna...
Ooh,
That's just gonna
nudge,
change the
nudge, hint, hint.
damage type though, isn't it?
Yeah.
Gonna do 1d6 piercing damage.
Instead of the what's it called now? Bludgeoning damage it's doing now.
So I don't... Sorry, I don't know what the... I understand bludgeoning and piercing, but how does that affect actual combat?
It would just
You can
it'd be-
impale someone with your shield instead of just beating them senseless.
would you want to do that? If you're going to slap something that's smaller, again, let's just go back to Sturge that you're fighting, it's going to get stuck to your shield. It's going to make it kind of more difficult to, your next damage would be back to bludgeoning damage then.
Yes.
Again, you're cool.
I'll keep the shield as is for now.
Cool. Everyone's all done here. Where do you want to go? Up, right.
Up, down, left, right.
Well, let's ask and see first where everybody wants to go specifically, I think. And then if everybody's gotten what they want specifically, then I think we could probably explore the others.
Okay,
So,
in a
like-
mansion, the names are on the sides of the actual, the ones we put names on, there's actually names on the side of them, except for the barber. It looks like it used to be an H, but the letters have broken, so the H now looks like a K.
The barber is a barker.
Barber. No, the H.
Oh, okay, Sean is
It's
scone.
shaven.
Okay.
Shaven, but the H looks like it's broken, so now it looks more like a K than an H.
I need to zoom
Oh,
further
okay.
into my
Yeah.
map here.
You need to zoom in a bit further, yeah.
Let's go see what exotic animals they have at the menagerie.
Okay, you want to go to the menagerie?
Alpha's going to the menagerie.
Okay, so go ahead. Alpha's
Let's
there.
go then.
Everyone going.
Okay, cool. Let's stick together and see how far we get.
Okay.
Is there a tattoo parlor?
Yes.
Is
Ink
there?
on it.
Wonderful!
We catered for everything. You guys think we didn't plan this? Like, if you look at the shops, we literally thought about everything you could ask for and kind of put it all in there.
Okay, I'm so
There was one or-
excited. We're just gonna shop.
There was one or two more I thought of, but dude said no, we'll include those somewhere else. We don't want too many shops, but yep. Okay, so
Amazing.
you head over to the menagerie. As you kind of get close, you know that kind of like there's a really bad smell coming from it. And as you kind of walk in, it's very dark inside. You notice there's a bunch of cages along the walls, wooden cages, and in these cages, you notice there's all kinds of creatures. In front of you, there's a bunch of glass jars, also filled with creatures. Behind them, there's a bunch of earthenware pots filled with like plants. And then there's a few shelves, and on the shelves you see some have bottles which looks like organs in them. There's some like looks like butterfly wings with kind of scabs on them. As you look at the creatures along the sides, you notice they tend to be fairy. You see a few leshies. You see a bunch of atomies in the actual in one of the jars. You see what looks like a will-o'-the-wisp, just like a light in the one jar. Along the other side, you see some of the squirrel-type creatures. You see like a very large, looks like a caterpillar with smallish butterfly wings going all the way along its body, kind of just hovering in the air. And it seems to have like the colors of a rainbow, like red, orange, yellow, blue, kind of flowing down its body the whole time. It's a really large troll kind of standing, kind of with his head down, almost seems to be sleeping. And you notice all these things are there. And you do notice there's a few, excuse me, there is a few plants and they're lying that seem to be dead already. And the creatures just kind of look at you with his eyes, kind of dead eyes. You notice one of the mushrooms, one of the large mushrooms that's sitting in one of the pots. If you look at the actual spots on its head, it actually looks like two of the spots open into eyes, and it kind of tilts its head back, that you can see the kind of fins underneath the black fins underneath the part of the actual mushroom head, and you actually see some of those, two of those kind of spread apart, and you actually hear it whisper. And if you guys can hear it, how bad? And the head flops down, and the eyes close again if you can't see it. With that, you see Silas kind of standing behind Oryn, kind of pulls on her dress. His eyes are wide. He looks incredibly panicked, and he points his hand out around. He goes, "Wobble." And with
Wobble.
that, no, she told him trouble. And with that, the troll kind of jerks away. Goes, "How'd you get out of there, little one?" And he starts heading towards Silas, and Silas just turns and runs away. Him goes, "No, no, 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 no!" As he's kind of running away, and he kind of steps towards, and he stops in the doorway, kind of realizing there's people. He goes,
Yes, the leftovers. Do you want to help me? No, please put that in. Normal portion. Normal portion.
Thanks. Sorry, guys.
he'll still be inside. He kind of stops at the door, kind of realizing you guys are there. He goes, "Anything got your interest?"
For the record,
Oryn?
I don't like this place.
And he
You
kind of-
should.
I
as he
agree.
kind of looks, as he kind of looks over, you can see him kind of look up and down. Lillith kind of, you can almost see his lip kind of curls. You can almost see him kind of calculating how much he can get for you while he's looking.
Okay, I'm going to speak Sylvan to Oryn and say, I'll follow Silas outside and keep him safe. Rescue as many as you can. I will hook you up.
The troll laughs as you speak to Oryn and Sylvan.
How stupid do you think I am? You can certainly try.
I'm not talking to you.
He answers you in Sylvan, though.
I know. I say to him still, I am not talking to you. And I'll keep Silas safe outside.
Okay, when you get outside, you kind of look around, and Silas is nowhere to be seen. He's just
What do you mean?
bolted.
No, wait. We
Okay.
don't need him
But I mean,
running
he's
around.
bolted. No, I
place.
mean, he's just bolted somewhere. You can't see him. He's out of sight. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying he's out of sight. He bolted.
Okay. I was
I'll
about to say,
go.
I'm like,
I'll go in search of Silas because I'm obviously not welcome here.
I think you're more than welcome. You just can't leave. Is more what he's getting at.
Well, now that you put it that way,
I don't think we should go in there. It's just gonna we're gonna start a fight. Oryn knows that she's not gonna walk out of there without starting a fight. So Alpha, Akari, Evara, you guys, I think you must take the lead on what we do with this one. Because if you guys want to carry on shopping, then we must come back and burn the place down to set those animals free.
They are
just
in
use
wooden
the word
cages. I mean,
animals.
just burning it down might not be a great idea. I'm just saying.
The metaphorical burning, let me
Okay.
say. Just to free them.
Raising the place, not necessarily with fire.
Not
Exactly.
just animals
Exactly.
as well, by the way. They're living, breathing stuff. There's
Yeah,
even
they
leshies in there.
creatures. They living creatures
Yeah,
with
again, on
Yes,
the
yes.
left-hand side, there was a bunch of leshies and
Mhm.
also in wooden cages. Not
Okay,
all of
and
them. All
other
wooden-
siluses.
Some of them. Other one would be cactus type. Other ones would be floral
Mushrooms.
type. But yeah, in general, yeah.
and the little butterfly thing said, "Help me."
No, the mushroom.
Okay, the mushroom said, "Help me." Like what?
Help us.
Yeah, help us. Like what? Alpha,
So what are
Kari.
you doing?
We could kill him.
Kari's gonna walk past unfazed. Not
Or
going inside, but just like, okay, cool. Slave trade.
here's an idea. If everyone wants to
Ooh.
go to bed late, is they should be keeping the animals somewhere. Wait, actually, no. I'm not going to tell you guys because I'm going to RP this. Hold up.
Okay, cool.
Alpha's going to go inside and have a look at the animals.
The displays.
Or everything on display. Everything there is to see.
You see all kinds of different fey creatures, like different strange types. There's even, and as you head kind of towards the back, you even see there's like a water tank. Water's dirty. There seems to be some things moving around, but also that you can't really see what they are. There seems to be weird fishes, not fishes, sorry, weird fish. It seems to be kind of it could possibly be a crab kind of floating on top. You're not sure if it's alive or not. Various fey races, flay plants. And against the shelves again, you see there's leaves, there's butterfly wings which probably been cut off because there would be blood. There's like dried blood along them. There's jars with what looks like organs in them. And your opponent
This
goes,
is horrible.
a connoisseur, I see. There's some really good components at the back there. They do wonderful things. Bunch of fairy wings. They can do amazing things for potions.
Alpha's
Kind of leans
gonna.
in close.
Sorry.
He kind of leans in close and goes, I think we're better without the rest. As far as I can see, everyone else seems to have left.
Scatter.
Evara will be there.
Okay.
I have a question.
Hmm.
These animals, obviously they're wild. There's nothing about them that's tamed, I'm assuming.
Well, they've been
They
caged for quite a
captured-
while.
They captured first world denizens. So not technically animals.
Oh, sorry, I'm using the term animals very loosely. I
Yeah.
apologize.
No, we
These
get
creatures, these creatures.
They would be animals. They'd just be first world animals. So yeah.
Yes.
How did they get them from the first world is my question.
Same way you got here, probably.
You never know.
All the worst traits about things that I despise about people keeping creatures caged, you threw into one little shop. Well done, gentlemen.
You're welcome. This was my idea, just by the way.
I figured. That's why my skin's crawling.
Sorry, Alpha, you were saying.
Alpha. I take it that the cages are like from on the floor until the tent ceiling or whatever.
Yeah, they're piled on top of each other, and the bigger ones are obviously bigger, but yeah, they're kind of just piled around, just piled in such a way that you can see everything. So there's nothing blocking anything else.
Yes.
And then the jars are kind of on a table as well, and the plants would be behind them on the floor.
Alpha's gonna turn his back, try and get in between the merchant and one of the cages, turn his back, kneel down if there's one of the cages on the floor, and then Alpha's gonna start talking to him, but as he's gonna say something, He's gonna gently pull on the cage to see if it's locked or opened or whatever the case is, but very gently.
Testing the latches.
Yes.
They would be very firmly locked.
Okay. Alpha's
It's all
gonna
wooden as well as all of the cages are wooden, but they do seem to be lined with iron.
okay.
And Fey folk are allergic to cold iron.
Oh, this is just getting worse and worse.
I told you I don't like this.
I feel like the menagerie was the most well thought part of all the shops.
And the worst torturer's device, yes.
Alpha's gonna ask the merchant as he's kneeling down. He's gonna say, "You don't have any wolves, dire wolves," and then he's gonna pause for a second and look up to him and say, "Slaves."
I kind of stroke his chin and go, "We don't deal in that kind of thing. Just animals."
Alpha's gonna stand up and then point towards the mushroom, the
Mhm.
little mushroom creature,
Mhm.
and ask, "How much?"
I kind of look at you and go, "Oh, he's pretty much rotting already. Not worked much, that one. I'll give him to you for 8 coppers."
Take it. Take it.
Barter,
Take it.
barter. Get something else thrown in there.
And the wisp for 10 coppers. Oryn will step in and she'll pay for both.
I
If he
have
accepts.
to.
So you say the wisp.
Yeah.
Okay. Alpha's
It's kind
gonna.
of like a bluish glowing light. There seems to be little, almost electric bolts coming from it. It doesn't seem to be. It seems to be kind of just hovering very low in the actual glass jar it's in.
Okay. Alpha's gonna ask, "And the wisp," and then point to.
Oh, that I can't sell. I'm keeping that for a wizard. He'll be by here later. He's got very special tastes, that one.
Alpha's
It just
gonna.
gets darker and darker.
Alpha's gonna say, "And what if I'm a person of higher interest?"
Ooh. Okay.
Go Alpha.
Well, I'm a man of my word, and he is a long-time customer. So, not going to happen, mate. And he kind of starts, kind of buffs himself up and crosses his arms across his chest. If you're not going to buy anything, I think you should leave.
Alpha's gonna say, "All right, I will buy your mushroom for 8 copper."
He could just holds out his hand. Put the 8 copper in his hand. He'll kind of take it. He sniffs it, bites each of them.
Oh, bites the copper, right? Not the mushroom.
The copper.
It bites the
Puts
mushroom.
puts it into his bag and he kind of walks across, but he walks facing you the whole time. He walks backwards. He reaches behind him. He picks up the mushroom. He kind of like hawks and then spits into the bollock. There, he's got some water now. You don't have to water him again. And kind of just tosses it at you. Into your hands. I mean, not throws it at you, but kind of just tosses it into your arms.
We
Alpha-
so need to be back.
Alpha's gonna say, "Good, I'll make good use of this one." And then he's gonna say, he's gonna turn around, walk out, and on his way out, he'll say, "I presume you keep these locked up tight, in a dangerous city like this?"
I'm one of the most dangerous things in this city.
Alpha's gonna walk out and then walk to the rest of the party.
Cool. As you kind of get out the thing, you see the eyes open again, and it kind of lifts up its head, and you see kind of the fibers at the bottom kind of open again, and kind of whisper again. The kind of fibers moving, but now you notice the voice is more in your head. It doesn't actually seem to be speaking; it seems to be talking in your head, and it goes, "I thank you. It was a horrible place in there. I need to do something for the rest. I feel for them." Sorry. Okay, never mind.
Well, firstly, Alpha's gonna try and give. I don't know what this thing eats. Actually, Alpha's gonna walk to Oryn.
There.
So he's gonna guide her away from the shop, if we're anywhere close, and walk to the rest of the party. As
you
far away as we can get.
You guys would have found excuse me, Silas kind of hiding in the between the wings and the body of the actual statue, kind of wedged in there. And you guys, no, you would have got him back then if you guys, I mean, if you're all there again, you would have got him back. I'm just saying this way you would have found him. And he's still going like, no. And as you kind of get him, you see he's been crying. You see like the orange streaks down his cheeks. Lady Oryn, I never want to go there again. That place
Oryn is
reeks
just
of death.
You poor baby. It's okay.
Oryn's just gonna stroke him and just say, it's okay. We'll do something to help them. You never have to go back there again, I promise.
Okay.
But don't run away like that again.
I couldn't help myself. I could almost hear their screams.
That's rough.
That's really awful.
I've only just got started.
I was gonna say, welcome to the very dark world that's Norman's mind.
Of course, I'm out of my mind. It's dark and scary in there.
Exactly.
No.
So,
The DM didn't get started. We are getting started.
Oryn's about to start throwing hands after she gets a tattoo.
Alpha's gonna walk to Oryn and then walk to Silas, kneel in front of Silas, and then gesture for Silas to hold out his leaf hand or his hand.
Silas would like hold out his left hand.
Alpha's then gonna put the little mushroom on his hand.
Okay, now the mushroom is almost the same size as what he is. It's quite a big mushroom.
Oh.
This mushroom thing is about half the size of Silas. It's quite a big mushroom.
Okay, scratch that then.
No, your thing. You were thinking mushroom. I didn't give you kind of size wise. So no. Please, sorry, my bad. No, this is like a big ass mushroom. Like you kind of see in the comic books and the storybooks, there's massive mushrooms that usually, strange enough, you usually see them with like Alice in Wonderland, those big ass red and white mushrooms. Except it's brown with like white dots on it, and the 2 dots would be the eyes. With 2 of the eyes are open now, but it's a pretty big mushroom.
Okay.
You'd be able to carry it in one hand, but it would be basically a handful.
Yes.
But for Silas, not so much.
Okay. Alpha's gonna then put it gently on the ground, and then pat Silas on the head and pat the mushroom, and then look at Silas and say, "Friend." And then he's gonna look up at Oryn and say, "What was the merchant again? Was in Orc?"
It was a troll.
A troll. Alpha's gonna say
big ass
to
troll.
Yes. Alpha's gonna say to Oryn, we have a dumb troll thinking he's the most dangerous thing in the city, with cages locked tight, and lined with, was it iron?
Cold
Steel.
Cold steel.
Cold Steel. Would Alpha know what
I did
Cold
say
Steel
iron. You're correct. I
was?
did say iron. It's meant to be cold steel. My bad.
Would Alpha know what Cold Steel was?
He would know what cold steel was, but if you want to know if he would know what that would do to Faye, you'd need to make a what do you want to call it? DM.
Well, I can also
Maybe.
always tell him if it's
Okay, go
steel.
ahead.
If
Yeah,
it's
I think
steel,
that would be the easiest way for this to happen.
yeah. If it's, I'll tell him that it's actually toxic. Yeah, it's toxic to fairy creatures, so it's a torture chamber, pretty much.
Okay. Alpha's just then gonna say the cages are locked. Wooden cages are locked tight, covered in iron or steel or whatever. So if we want to do something, I suggest nightfall. We see where they carry the cages to, because they have to be holding them somewhere.
Oryn's going to just agree with him and say, if he really thinks he's the scariest thing in this place, just wait until he sees my bad side. Me with my
Gonna
+2
say, if you guys
intimidation.
come back to try and attack this troll, Akari is not going to be joining you guys.
We don't have to
Akari,
attack the
That's
troll.
fine.
We can ambush this person. This
I
thing.
also have needle darts.
You can needle darts until you're blue in the face. It'll probably still come at you though.
Fine.
Now,
We
if you
need
guys,
to find a nice potion for a bridge troll and then put him under and go and rescue creatures.
Yes, you
The blue winners.
Amen, sister.
wow,
I was actually gonna say
I'd
the same
forgotten
thing.
about that. I'm not gonna lie, I'd
We have
forgotten
a
about that.
plan. Lillith, are you in on this mission?
Absolutely. Yes.
You guys are completely forgotten about that. But that's the DM's problem now, not mine. Where you guys are standing now, you see in front of you, obviously directly in front of you, is the Cabinet of Curios. There's a tent. Behind it is, it's got a sign that says the Butcher's Block. Literally, there's a guy standing there busy chopping up meat, and there's meat all hanging behind him, drying. And literally, that's what it says. Like, they do see some other weird stuff around there. Off to your face. So you move the screen down, and I can see what it is. Oh, it's just that one. Okay. Off to your right, you do see the barber shop. It's just basically it's a very plain tent, just basically shaven barber on it, but the shaven is broken. It's like a K. You do see and smell the aroma coming from the bubbly cauldron. It seems to be like really smell these different kinds of foods and spices and all coming from there. You see the coastal carnival in the pod, and it sounds like a lot of noise is coming from there. And also diagonally down, you do see the bubbling cauldron. No, it's not the bubbling cauldron. That's where the smell was coming from the food. I say the cog master, the emporium, way off to the right. There's a guy standing in front of it wearing a big hat and like a waistcoat and a shirt and weird pants. And there seems to be all along the side is painted. Looks like it's a massive machine. There's all kinds of cogs and machines and legs and limbs. All kind of looks as if the whole outside of the actual tent is painted to look like it's a massive machine. Where do you want to go next?
I'm still traumatized. I'll just follow along.
What?
What's
Sorry, Oryn.
You go? Sorry, you go. You go.
What does a little mushroom eat? Drink.
You probably need water and
Fresh water. Yes, I'd start with fresh water as well.
Do we have fresh water?
you should have in your kind of water skins here. You should have water.
I'm gonna give it water, and yeah.
In your head. It doesn't even kind of flip up to move its skills. In your head, you just go, you hear kind of like a sigh, and it almost sounds like a slurp, and go, oh, thank you. That's the cleanest water I've had in months.
Alpha's gonna ask it, can you walk?
No, I just kind of stay where I am. I usually talk with my brethren. We talk amongst each other, but I'm alone now.
Sad. Does the mushroom have legs?
No. It's just planted in the ground. It's got the it's got the ground. It's got the actual body part, and then the head on top. And I say the body, I mean kind of the bottom
The
part,
real
the stem
thing.
part, and then the thing on top. So no. Besides
Good.
eyes, it deals into me, and it seems to talk in your head. Besides that, it just looks like an ordinary mushroom. Big
Oversized mushroom.
Yeah, big mushroom, but yeah.
Alpha just bought an incapable mushroom.
It's got spores and things. Maybe those spores can be of use to us somewhere. Oryn, our druid.
Yeah, Oryn will take the jar from Alpha and carry it from now on.
Alpha will carry it. He doesn't mind. I just thought that the mushroom could do something, I guess.
The mushroom could probably tell you where they're being kept in the cages.
Oh, that's a good idea. I didn't think of that. Thank you.
Yeah,
Just
and how to get in or
just
what time he goes to feed them.
just clean that jar out that horrible creature spat into as well before you put the mushroom back.
Oh, that's
please.
that's the jar the mushroom's in at the moment.
No, that's what I'm saying. Before you put it in, just clean the jar out so the poor little oak doesn't have to sit there in troll spit.
Well, you got nothing else to put him in at the moment.
Clean the jar, man. Rinse it
No,
out.
it's an earthenware like a pot plant. It's an earthenware pot that it's in.
Yes, I know, but still, just rinse it out with water.
Well, the spit on there is in the supposed compost. Would have been absorbed. It's on the compost. But it's
Okay.
in.
Okay. I'll still add water there too.
No, you did. So go ahead. DM.
All right.
Are you gonna ask the mushroom?
What are we
Are
asking the
you
mushroom?
guys going to ask the mushroom? Like, when do they get fed? Where do they get taken? The stuff you
Or do you
want
want to
to
leave it, or do you want to wait for the later for that?
Wait a bit later.
Okay. Again, it's up to you.
The only sorry, the only thing is, did that guy say when the wizard is coming?
No,
Mm-mm.
Did he? I heard him say something later this
later.
evening.
Yeah,
Mm.
later.
Yeah, later in the evening, but no specific time.
Okay.
Do we have a cart? We don't have a cart, right?
It's a good point.
We have a
It's
horse.
a valid point. It's a valid point.
Yeah, we got a horse, but if we're looking at a rescue mission, we may want to think about that as a party. How are we
Opportunity
gonna?
for your shopping.
Huh? Well,
So,
two.
you guys are openly discussing the rescue plan now, right?
No.
No.
Not openly.
Not yet, not no. We whispering
Not
amongst
for
ourselves.
not for the troll to hear, but like Akari would hear this.
Yes, correct. That our party would, yes.
Akari is going to just say, I understand everyone has feelings about this, but in order to trade in a village, they have to have a permit. If we try and do something to this store in the town, we might not just be facing who's in the store, but the gods of the town.
If they find out.
Akari's gonna look around at like all the gods around the market and say, yeah, I'm pretty sure they'll know.
Yeah, there's gods standing at all the entrances and scattered. It's something to consider. It's something to consider. We'll talk to the little mushroom when he's less traumatized.
That may be a while.
Okay.
Later in the day.
No, I'm not rubbing it in.
No, not at all.
And while this is happening, for those watching, you see another catfolk walk up to Evara, like look at her, and then just out of the blue hug her.
And he'll go, Voice of the Wild, where have you been? Have you completed your quest?
Dun 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 dun.
Evara?
She's not gonna know what to say. It's just like half stuff being hugged right now.
He'll kind of step back and look and goes,
She.
Sorry, she'll kind of step back and say, We do need you. Please tell me you've completed your quest. Your vision quest is done.
Sure. Very unsure about it.
Do you remember?
Bits and pieces.
We need you. We really need you. Puts a hand on Evara's shoulders. You are the roar of the jungle. We can't do this without you. Our people are in need. Try harder.
Okay. Evara's really like everyone looking at Evara. She's confused. Oryn, you would notice that the catfolk that is in Evara, like keeps looking at you as well.
What? Why me? What did I do?
Nudge, nudge, go say hello, Druid.
From the same
Orange just.
region, outside of game.
Sorry, say again.
Her accent
From the
matches your
same,
accent.
you're
So
from
know,
the
it's not-
same region.
Oh, my accent.
And her accent sounds similar, so it's like you're from the same area.
Oh, okay. Oryn is then gonna go up and say hello. Introduce herself.
Well, when you walk closer, she says, "It's nice to see you again, Oryn."
Oryn's gonna look at her and just say, I'm sorry. Have we met before?"
Well, not personally, but we've heard stories of Keres.
Oryn's just gonna seem very shocked by that. And just say, "Oh, what stories have you heard exactly?"
That there once was an elf who lived in a village. I'm joking. She's gonna, she's gonna say that the tale of the Keres elf is quite popular in their hometown.
Oryn is just gonna blink at her, like also very shocked, a little bit confused, and then she's gonna say, "Okay," and then she's gonna turn around and walk back.
So as you turn around, she says, "Well, nasty business with the whole possession thing."
You're just gonna see Oryn stiffen, stop walking, and then just as quickly as it happened, just continue walking back to behind Alpha, keeping Silas also very close to her.
And you'll kind of see Silas as well, like looking between the two of you. You're not saying anything, but keep looking backwards and forwards between the two of you. And then she'll say, well, roar of the desert. Maybe we should go somewhere and talk. Maybe that'll help you remember. Maybe that'll help you complete your journey quest, your vision quest.
Ivara's going to look at the rest of the group and then say, "Well, it seems important, so I'll meet you guys at 7."
Have we decided where we're going to be? Is 7 o'clock at Fabulous's, or we obviously overnighting in the town somewhere, so we still need to find lodgings too, right?
If you're going to be spending that much time here.
And we're obviously not sleeping in the marketplace.
They did. The god did mention that there are some inns here, but the inns for the Sea of Sails. There are 3 floating inns in the bay.
Houseboats.
The other inns tend to be full because there's so many people here just for this specific event.
Does any of us get seasick?
There's one way to find out.
I was going to say, I don't think anyone's had the chance to check that yet. There might be a way to find out.
Okay, cool. So is Evara meeting us back at Fabulous's then, late at 7?
Yes, that's the plan. But if you do say that you still need somewhere to stay, the Catfolk is going to say that she would recommend the Marina's Man of War.
I need to open that as well.
The Marinas Man of War.
Man of War.
Man of War. Okay.
Isn't that like a jellyfish?
Yeah.
Yep. Portuguese Man of War.
Yes, that's the one.
Do you ask that as Oryn, or are you asking the players?
No, sorry, no, that was me asking as Caden.
Okay, cool. Sorry, just making sure.
Oops. Need to open that as well.
If you need a refresher on the other ones, there's the Soggy Seagull and the Coastal Carnival, and then there's also the Nearly Sunken Sailor.
Nearly Sunken Sailor.
The Nearly Sunken Sailor is actually a building, though, not a houseboat.
Okay. So, team with Evara going with her catfolk friend. You guys lead the way. Where are we going next?
Well, we're
Catfolk
right
that
here by
was
the
hanging-
cabinet.
The Catfolk that was
Also-
hanging Var is also going to say it. Where are my manners? Zikara, nice to meet you. All of
Ikara.
you. Zikara.
Zikara.
Zikara, Evara. I'm seeing
Did you say sick horror? I didn't hear you properly.
Zikara. Zayo.
Oh, also Zayo.
Yep.
Oh, so they're related.
Hmm.
Bum,
bum, bum.
It's like Rick and Elm.
Okay. Does anyone want to get a shave or a haircut?
No thanks.
Oryn,
you're
I
gonna
think you
skip-
could rock the bob.
Oh.
That's
Uh,
hilarious. That's hilarious. Is Alpha shaven under his?
Yeah.
Okay,
Probably
I'm
not.
asking.
Oren can rock. Alpha can rock the bald.
Whoo! Okay, are we? Okay, cool.
Hey, I don't know. The bald with a goatee could add to your intimidation.
I doubt that.
It's giving Mr. Worldwide.
Akari's going to check out the barber shop. Why not?
Is Akari getting a hit?
Yeah, probably.
Oh, okay.
As you kind of head into the barber shop, you can see it's got a bunch of tables along each side with chairs in front of the mirrors. There's a little like stage against the back wall. Standing there are a bunch of 3 gnomes and a dwarf busy playing like musical instruments, like very subtle, very soft music all playing. Standing at each of the tables is what looks like a giant rat person, and on the tables there's razor blades and scissors and combs and brushes and all kinds of things. And as you kind of walk in, they all turn to you as one, and kind of say in kind of a unified voice, all of them at the same time, like, "Please take a seat." Well, you like Please take a seat.
Kari's gonna go take a seat.
The one behind you in the seat you're taking is kind of, what can I do for you? And the rest are kind of peeking at the people, the rest of the party, like kind of motioning, come on in. And you got the-
Kari's going to change into her normal Kitsune form and say, well, my fur is quite matted with our recent adventures, so I just need someone to help with that here where they have the facilities for that.
Are you gonna get a brush? Cool.
He's gonna, you can kind of look down, like, and look at his own kind of arm and says, I know what that feels like. George, can you give me a hand? And they both come down, they get these like, first they get like combs and they start like combing it out. And then move it to like a thicker brush. It looks more like a brush for that you use on animals. And they kind of brush that out. And they move to like a soft comb and they kind of brush her hair. Everything I thought this is going to take like 20 minutes at least. And they
Yeah,
brush,
that's gonna take a while.
and they kind of brush away. And it kind of leaves like a luster on your skin. And they both put like, take one of the bottles and put like a kind of lotion on their hands and they kind of rub it over. It kind of smells like cloves and mint. It's got a weird kind of smell. They kind of rub it all in, almost kind of giving a massage as they do that. And then the one kind of nods his head and walks away. Another one that you actually spoke to kind of looks and goes, there we go. Much better. And with oils, it should last you a week to 10 days. There'll be 6 coppers.
Kari's gonna stand up, stretching, change back to a human form, and put down a gold coin on the chair and walk out.
You can hear like chittering behind you, like very excited chittering all behind you. You even see the people on the bandstand's eyes kind of get bigger.
Akari truly is very generous in this market space here.
And
No, sorry, just a quick question.
go ahead.
Is this not the first time we're seeing Akari transform into a Kitsune?
Correct?
I would think so.
I think so.
It is.
Oh. Okay, sorry. Carry on.
Okay, no, I was waiting for it. Does anyone want to say anything? Does anyone want to do anything?
Well, I'm the newest one in the team, so it would, if the rest of the people would have seen it or not, for me it would have been a first as well. So I'll compliment Akari on her awesome fur.
Okay.
Or just smiles and nods and says, thank you. Take some time to maintain.
I think. Anyone else want to do anything?
Hello?
Oh,
Yeah.
Sorry, again, the buttons on this thing
Fighting
it's
you.
not working out. Yes, they are. I'm sorry. I was going to say Oryn is probably just going to stand there shocked, staring at Akari after that. His like mouth open wide, like, what the hell just happened?
Akari sees that and says, well, I took fashion's words to heart. So everyone has to look their best, you know?
Lame.
when you shifted into your Kitsune, did you get the kimono and everything?
No, she wouldn't be wearing the kimono. So it would look like the outfit that Akari wears normally, but that's what the Kitsune form looks like.
With that uber fluffy tail. Very cool.
Do you see why she needed to go somewhere to have it sorted out?
Yep.
Very nice. And when I look a bit closer, you do see off to the side is a tent, the Cave of Wonders. It looks like a tiger's head on either side. The tent, and in the middle, you see it looks like gems and all sorts of weird lamps and gold and swords and all like a treasure trove lying along the ground between the two tiger heads. And the sound coming from the coastal carnival, decently getting a bit louder. It sounds kind of like circus sound. You hear people laughing and you hear a little bit of strange music, and that's about it. Where would you like to go from here?
We skipped the Cabinet of Curios, right? We went, Akari
Yeah.
went to the barber.
Yep.
You guys
Okay,
are
so-
welcome to go check it out while she's busy there. It's going to take a while for it to finish up inside there, so.
Okay, Oryn, Alpha, where would you like to go next? I'm actually afraid to go into places right now. I'm just saying. I'm still seeing these visions of the menagerie right now, so I'm still a little bit scared.
Right? Well, if you want to go back and check the Cabinet of Curios, we can while Akari is busy. Otherwise, Cave of Wonders sounds pretty cool. I don't need anything from the butcher.
Spell
Don't know
components?
about Alpha.
Spell components?
From the butcher's block.
Yeah, you don't know what you need for spells. You need some strange things for spells sometimes.
Okay.
Would I need things for spells? I haven't
Check.
before.
Well, there's something, just check, because it should, if it says C, it's got a component, it'll tell you what you need, like needle darts needs a piece of metal. Some of them have components.
Okay.
And the component might be like, and again, I'm just giving an example, I don't know what it, like the heart of an ox, whatever might be needed. And that's what the butcher's block would be used for. Like people like you probably aren't going to be buying meat to go and cook tonight.
No, I
Should
think
any of your spells require something like that?
we'll be dining out.
So where do you want to go? Well, things relating, kind of laying back, getting a firm massage. So you want to go to the Cabinet of Curios, you're going to go to the Cave of Wonders, Cogmasters, Bubbling Cauldron.
How about the Cave of Wonders? Let's give that a try.
You want the Cave of Wonders?
Sure.
Cool. I'll go with the group.
Okay.
Alpha?
Yeah, that's good.
You head towards the Cave of Wonders. As you kind of walk in, you notice it's got a bunch of shelves packed with weird stuff you've never really seen before. There's in the middle there's a stand, and on it you see a set of armor with a huge sword. For which you would know, which they wouldn't probably know, is kind of very Arabic looking, with chains hanging down on the helmet, with a huge scimitar in their hand, and a man stands at the door, quite well built, not very tall. He's got black hair, cut kind of short, a big black beard, and let me get back in there again. And as you kind of notice, he put it that way. Sorry, guys, let me move my screens around a little bit. He greets you as you come in and goes, "Welcome to the Cave of Wonders. Please feel free to indulge yourself. And please make a perception roll,
All of us.
whoever wants to."
I am going to. That was not just a random suggestion.
Okay. Does anyone else want to roll?
I'm going to give me a Seki.
Nice. Okay. Okay, nice. Okay. For those of you that that would be Lilith and excuse me, well, all of you will notice that the weird thing is this shop looks bigger on the inside than it looked on the outside. There seems to be a lot more stuff here. There's quite a lot of people walking around as well. You do notice another weird thing is standing kind of dotted all over the place. There's 5 or 6 other people who look exactly the same as the person that just greeted you. What you notice, it was Oryn that rolled so high, correct?
Yep, Arn at the
Um,
highest.
Oryn, you notice when they move, there's kind of like a blue tinge to their skin, which kind of just only appears when the light hits them. Other than that, they seem normal again.
Good. They're genies.
And again, these shelves everywhere with all kinds of stuff. There's lamps on the shelves, and you notice the swords on some of the walls. There's some shields. There's a kind of a bunch of shelves stepped on top of each other, all with like herbs and spices in them. There's mats on the floor, a whole bunch of mats and rugs that you can get. There is, and kind of all over the place. There's like spears and like poles, and there's very ornate lanterns. All of them with like, again, which you would know, they're very Arabic Eastern influences in them.
We should go have a look at those rugs.
Yeah, it's Aladdin-y vibes in here. Obviously off the subject.
Yeah.
But you said there were rugs and then what on the wall, sorry?
On the walls, there's like tapestries and there's like scimitars and shields up against the walls. But again, you notice it looks a lot bigger inside than it looked outside. And there's little figurines, little carved tigers and elephants, some copper, just like copper plates and copper pots. Pretty much a lot of stuff, just about almost anything you can think of. But again, think very kind of Arabic influences, kind of Eastern influence. It smells really good in here. With all that kind of incense as well as spices and herbs. And everyone kind of, all of the assistants kind of just seem to be standing around watching. No one seems to be trying to help anything. You do notice quite at the back, there seems to be a really old man. Seems to long grayish beard, long gray hair, dressed kind of well, sitting on a small chair, like a stool more than a chair, with holding a long staff that he's kind of leaning on, just kind of nodding and watching what's going on around him.
Are there any lamps in this place?
There are a whole rack of shelves full of different types of, okay, obviously Arabic looking lamps, but different shapes, different carvings on them. All of them have like little carvings around the outside. But yes, a whole bunch of them.
Can I cast Detect Magic?
Yes. You cast Detect Magic and you notice nothing in the shop appears to be magic, but you do get a feeling of magic coming off of the people in the shop and a kind of magic from the staff that the old man at the back is sitting. It does seem to be abjuration magic. But everything in the shop, nothing in the shop appears magical.
Okay, okay.
Sorry, no flying
to know.
carpet though.
Yeah, I was gonna say, we must all get some transport.
There, dash darn it.
And also getting like, been there, done that. I got a horse. You guys can walk.
Well,
Someone's got a broom, I'm just saying.
yeah, I know. I'm waiting for that. This, right? I'm just throwing this out there. This is the idea I had in my head. This is out of game. Imagine the broomstick. It flies, right? Hear me out. Hear me out.
Mhm.
Lillith and Oryn on the broomstick shooting arrows from above.
I love it. I
Wow.
absolutely love that idea.
Right? That's what I'm saying. Got to think these things through.
Yep.
In it for the long haul.
Mhm.
Out of the
Yeah.
way of danger for the most part.
Picture
A good
it.
view.
Picture
Yeah.
it. A dragon and 4 harpies zooming in towards the broom, ignoring everyone else. Just saying.
You have to go there, don't you?
Yeah, just saying. Anyway, yeah, the Cave Wonders got a bunch of stuff. Might be useful, might not, but it's there's tents as well. It's very strange to you, very novel, but nothing really magical. If you're looking for a new tent or something, or maybe a little figurine or a lamp, you can get it here, but there wouldn't be anything magical for sale. It's just basically a shop that sells Quadiran. Quadira is their version of kind of the Arabian states. Just Quadira wares seem to be for sale here.
All right. I don't think there's anything that I would need from here.
You're actually walking out of a shop without buying something. Wow. Anyone else?
I know. I'm trying to save my money so I can spend more on a different shop.
Okay, cool. Anyone else?
Nope, I'm good. I'm just looking around.
If we owned a house, maybe we'd
Absorbing.
buy a rug.
Maybe.
You could probably.
Mhm.
Oh, sorry. You could
Okay.
probably buy a small rug to put underneath the saddle on your horse. It's like I think it's called a numna that they use in horse riding.
I think the horse has kind of got it already. He did kind of mention that the armor does kind of mold it into it, so I don't know if you'd be able to do that.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Uno reverse.
If you kind of all wander out, as you wander out, you notice Akari coming towards you, Harry looking luxurious, smelling faintly of cloves and mint, and other strange spices. Kind of reminds you of not quite as outlandish a version, but kind of the smells you had inside the Cave of Wonders.
Wonderful.
And Akari comes up walking, or comes bearing gifts to the team. First, calling Silas and Oryn closer, knowing that Oryn wouldn't trust her with Silas alone.
Not true. Necessarily.
Uh-huh.
This time.
Perhaps.
Kari holds out a small bag to Silas.
Like a sling bag or like a rucksack.
No, like a paper bag. She was at the
Okay, like a paper bag.
coastal
Okay.
carnival party tent just to get a few
Okay.
snacks for the team.
Okay. Okay.
So it's a paper bag full of honeyed nuts for Silas.
There's a bad joke just waiting to be made there.
There's, yes.
And someone's kind of smells it and just starts scoffing them down, kind of chewing with his mouth. Like, looks up at Lady,
Akari,
and as he does it, he kind of looks up like Lady Oryn and kind of holds out the bag, which is now half empty. Like, sorry, Lady Oryn, would you with a mouthful of food, spitting little pieces? He goes, "Would you like one?"
Oryn
Akari's
is just.
gonna
Oh, sorry, you
smile
go.
and tap his head and say, "No, that's for you, little one." And then she stands up and holds out a candied apple to Oryn.
What happens to people that eat apples? Just saying.
Ooh, very cool.
And
Everyone-
as she holds out that one, you would see that there's one for Lilith and one for Alpha as well.
I'm just saying. Anyone read
Thanks,
Sleeping?
Akari.
Anyone read Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs? Just saying.
Akari's friend, not foe, though.
Hmm.
He thought the same. No, I thought the same thing from the apple seller. Just saying.
She didn't know the apple seller.
Anyway, sorry guys, you go ahead, get your thing. Do you want to tell them about the Coastal Carnival party tent?
Akari's going to come to them and say, well, there's a big party going on. Yeah, and then she points right next to her where the tent is.
It's kind of like a
apparently-
circus. There's like clowns and jugglers and fire spitters, and then there's like candy apples, popcorn, candied nuts. It's not really a show, but there's a bunch of stuff there, and then there's a few little strange, like the balls that they're using for juggling. That's for sale there. Little like batons that you can also use to juggle, clown noses, clown hats, like little things like that that you could get is all inside there as well for sale.
And then she's going to add that the store owner said that the real show is at the ship, though. This is just
Carnival.
a taste.
Which ship is the carnival ship?
Coastal
Coastal
Carnival's one of the inns.
Oh, okay, cool.
Do you want to go into the Coastal Carnival, Cabinet of Curios, Codmaster's Emporium?
I want to go into the Cabinet of Curios, but I will go if everybody else wants to go.
Yep, I'll go with you. I want to find some shinies somewhere.
Okay, so we're going here. Okay, the rest of you.
Well, Akari would hand out all the candied apples to everyone.
Yep. While you guys are munching, you kind of head out that. Well, those two head that way. The rest of you. I'm not sure about Alpha. How you feel about candied apples?
I want to also say thank you, sorry, to Akari for the nuts for Silas and the apple.
Akari's going to, in a moment, well, she's going to say to Oryn that when she was younger and having a bad day, usually sweet stuff helped.
Oh,
Who's to
Corey.
live by? Alpha.
If Akari gives the apple to Alpha, he'll take it,
Do it.
look at it for a few seconds, and then just give a nod and put it away. He does not eat the apple.
I thought you're going to give it to your horse.
No. No. The stuff Alpha's seen. No.
Okay. He's going to head over there. Okay. As you head into the Cabinet of Curiosities, it is actually very clean inside. It's got a few little cabinets, all glass covered. Against the walls and against the back, there's a small little table in the middle. Inside the different cabinets is all kinds of, looks like strange magical objects. There's wands and staves and little circular orbs. And on the table is a bunch of what looks like to be all kinds of different components you'd use for spells. And as you kind of step in, all of you step in, it's an old elven gentleman, long blonde hair. He has big bushy eyebrows, wearing like a grayish robe, has a long wizard staff with him, big gem on top. And as you walk in, he kind of looks up and you see his eyes widen and his face goes into a complete grimace. And he goes, Keres, how dare you befoul me with your
Presents.
no, with your taint, and with a demon no less. Leave your establishment before your corruption spreads.
Is
And kind
this
of
a
lift
cabinet of curiosities? Or
Cabinet
curious?
of Curios, and he kind of points his staff at you and says, "This is my final warning. Leave before I make you leave."
Good.
Oh,
Good.
that's
Oryn,
friendly.
Oryn is just going to hightail out of there, just backing out slowly, shaking her head at this guy, like frowning, but she'll leave.
Akari and Andariel.
They weren't inside yet, so they're just gonna stick outside.
No, but he would have seen them because he would have said with the demon, so they would have had to been inside.
Okay, cool. And they walk outside. She's not bothered.
Lilith and Alpha. You'll see someone says, "Be wary of the company you keep. She's cursed, that one, and she'll bring her curse, her taint, and her corruption upon you." Can I help you with anything? And slowly puts the staff down again onto the ground that he was pointing at Oryn.
Can I go first, Alpha?
Go for it.
I was going to put Oryn, remember you did shopping for Lilith. I'm just saying, Lilith is in a magic shop. Just saying.
Fair enough. To be honest, I don't think I actually need anything from there.
Okay.
Yeah, I would say to Oryn, if there's anything she needs, I can get this for you. And then turn to the shopkeep and say to him, seeing as I've been called worse things than curses and damned, I will not be supporting your establishment because I don't think you need to treat anybody that way. And only once you've been on the receiving end of a tongue lashing like that would you understand that it's not acceptable or appropriate.
And he'll kind of look at you and goes, "But I do know her. We were there when she fell from grace. We felt her corruption. She brought harm to our village. Speak not of what you know not."
Damn, Oryn.
I'll just look at him and say, well, I am sorry for your trauma, but I still don't think you need to speak to anyone that way, and then I'll leave.
Tell him,
Alpha?
Lilith. Give it to him straight.
Alpha,
Alpha rolls
Notice-
for initiative.
you kind of notice you notice he kind of looks you up and down, like gives you this kind of like lip kind of curls up, like kind of what's someone of your kind doing in here? This is a magic shop type of thing.
Oh, okay.
Alpha could be magical.
Alpha, don't break anything. Remember, we still want to stay here for a few days. Just on as a sidebar, there's lots of gods around here. We still need to work on strategy.
Alpha can show him a magic trick. Shove a boot so far up his ass. What do they sell?
There's magic wands, there's potions, there's little orbs. In the middle of the table again, there's like spell components, which you'll see a bunch of strange little gems and little pieces of metal and what looks like dried roots.
Maybe look
all
for
of-
your vials or containers that you
And
were
against-
looking for.
And against the back one would be all kinds of different shaped things like wings and capes and all kinds of weird magical items, but kind of all over the place. Each one in its own little glass shelf. Very, very neat, very, very sparse.
Alpha's gonna ask for any burnable grease that could stick to a weapon.
You kind of look at you and goes, "This is a magic shop. You want that kind of thing? Go and see Cogmasters. He deals with like smoke and steam and grease and oil. Or maybe those charlatans down at the Bubble and Squeak. They have potions and lotions and all kinds of weird stuff like that. I don't deal in that. I deal in true magic." And he actually kind of, as he says that, his arms kind of spread out and he kind of glows slightly and then it disappears again.
Alpha's gonna respond.
Digitation.
Hey?
Prestidigitation.
Alpha's gonna respond with okay, magical pain in my ass. Do you sell a magical, and then he's gonna like kind of do little jazz hands, a magical lantern that can light up at will.
I thought you were going to do a Evara Kedavra there on him.
Let me check.
Evara Kedavra, your face meets the table.
Don't see anything. DM?
No, not here. It wouldn't be the kind of caliber magic item that he carries.
Okay,
There is a lottery station though.
I was going to say
Or
I don't carry those kind of lower class magics here. But are you a betting man? I have for 20 gold. You can
correct.
spin the wheel, and what it lands on, you could get something which would be of favorable to you, a blessing, or you could get something which would not be so favorable, like the Keres, a curse. Dare you tempt fate? And he kind of rubs his hand over the other hand that's holding the staff. Smiles slightly. His eyes kind of glint.
Alpha's gonna stop. Little moment of silence. And then he's gonna do jazz hands again. Says, "No thank you, magic man." And then walk out the store and laugh.
I just hear the guy kind of touching and shaking his head, muttering something in Elvish as you head out.
Oryn should probably just like lick the doorknob or something, just as like a final. You want this place tainted? I'll show you tainted.
A little bit of chuffy coming through there.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, they channel your inner goblin there.
With Alpha walking out, like Akari was probably looking inside the store to see what's happening. So hearing him ask for something that can light up at will, she looks down at the hand of glory around her neck and then she says, well, this could probably light up if you want me to have it light up.
Ooh.
Alpha's gonna look at Akari and say, well, I was kind of looking more for something like a lantern that I could adjust to my armor. Nothing fancy.
Akari smiles and then she says, well, let's give it a try. And then the hand glows a bit and it casts daylight in a 60-foot radius around them.
It glows lightly, thankfully.
It makes
Yeah,
me
she's
think.
gonna say, I didn't think it's this bright.
It makes me think of that. Oh, you wanted light? Here's the sun.
True
Pretty
story.
much. Close. It is daylight in a 60-foot radius around them.
Not attracting any attention at all.
Alpha's gonna say that's a very neat trick you have, but maybe something cheaper.
Cheaper.
Mm-hmm.
I already have this, so this is free.
Alpha's gonna stutter and then say, "Let's keep looking."
And then Akari takes a little while for the hand to stop casting daylight, but eventually it does.
What would Alpha need if it so happens that he obtained the hand or something similar that can do daylight or whatever? What would Alpha need to do or roll for it to just?
So this is just at will. So it can do that and see invisible on the wearer at will once a day.
Only once a day. Okay.
Mhm.
All right, now that we've experienced racism at its finest, where would we all like to go?
I take it you guys are going to start heading down and to the right, and you've kind of done the whole left side.
Yes. Are we gonna walk past? No, we're not.
Yeah, the bubbling
It's kind of getting
cauldron.
towards
And,
lunchtime.
yeah, bubbling cauldron. And we just had those candied apples, which were delicious, by the way, Alpha.
So
And so maybe look for somewhere where we can have some lunch. Not, I don't think, at the butcher's block.
or the menagerie.
Most assuredly not the menagerie.
As you kind of head to the bubbling cauldron, you get this amazing smell coming from it. There's a kind of shortish human standing at the doorway, bald, wearing a full chef's outfit, and he'll kind of rub his hands as you get close and go, "Do you want to taste all the meals of the world? We offer a great selection here. 3 coppers lets you come inside and taste." It was 5 coppers or 3 coppers?
3 coppers.
3 coppers. We'll get you 3 tokens, and you can taste of 3 of the dishes we have inside here. All of these dishes and more are for sale at the Bubbling Cauldron just down the street. One of the best restaurants you could get in the entire continent of Galarian, and definitely the best in Magnimar.
I'm up for trying.
Sounds good to me.
We choose what we're eating, right?
You get 3 tokens, and you hand in the token with something you want to try.
Cool. I'm down for that.
Could you perhaps describe some of the food to us first?
We have delicacies from all over. From
See, that's concerning. Delicacies don't always,
from Kidara, we have lamb curry.
Oh,
From
Okay, yes, I'm in now.
See,
Huh?
that's
never mind. Say less. Let's go.
from we have crab legs from the shores, from the shackles. We have jerk chicken, something which you've probably never tried, which was amazingly good. We have dried tick legs from a place by the name of Ravenmoor.
Akari lost. Yeah, that's quite good. No, good. No, good.
That's why I asked if I could choose what I want to eat.
We have strange triangular vegetable samosas from, I can't remember what the land is called. We have honeyed boar from the lands of the north.
Alpha. Wink, wink.
Nudge. What? Wait, what was it from the north?
Honeyed boar.
Honeyed?
Boar.
Boar. Oh.
Mm.
Sorry. Okay. All right.
Asterix and Obelix's main food.
Please come in. Pay your coppers, get your tokens. And as he opens it, the smell comes even stronger. This incredibly amazing smell of food that you would get from the best restaurants. And as you kind of get a glimpse in, you can see there's a whole bunch of tables arranged in like a zigzag pattern, and each one has a small little dish in front of them with some kind of food. Some of them are covered with cloches, some of them aren't, but they seem to be everywhere. There seems to be, at the beginning, it seems to be more vegetables, and then towards the middle, it's more meat. And then towards the end, it seems more like pastries and desserts. You do see what looks like a huge, very dark jelly there as well. But it just smells incredibly good. And he'll say to you as well, you'll get taste here, you'll get nowhere else in the world.
Akari's going to look a bit skeptical at first, but as he opens up and she sees the food from Tianxia, right?
That'll be like, you must know, that'll be like
Dumplings, stuff like that.
dumplings, yeah. Like Oriental style dumplings, steamed dumplings there.
She's going to place down 6 copper, walk right past him, and dish up dumplings, and then walk on a bit, and then like almost squeal out about she finds a what's this thing called? A mooncake that she seems very happy about, and that's her food she takes out, and she just starts eating it here off to the side.
All 6 at the same stall.
Yeah, so she's getting tastes of home.
Cool, cool. Anyone else?
I honestly can't decide. I want all of it. It's actually making me really hungry in real life.
Yeah, well, I'm talking about this, and I'm fasting. I've like had breakfast, and it's all I was allowed to eat. But yeah, as you kind of walk around, each of them shouts out what they wears, what they've got in front of you. You're like lamb and pork, and the kind of big jelly. You see the guy says, "Black pudding made with an actual black pudding," which is kind of a monster you get. Some of them have hearts. There's what you can see looks like little ribbons in different colors, like of twisted candy, like red, green, and blue. And it looks kind of soft. You kind of smell it, and they'll go, "Fruit infused licorice. That's also very good."
I'll have me some of that, thank you very much. The fruity licorice.
And he hands you a stick. It's about 1 meter long, and he hands you, and he goes, "Which color?"
Is it restricted to just one?
1 per token. Anyone inside, please take off your 3 coppers, or the DM can do that for your different
did.
taste.
I took off 3 coppers.
Okay.
Well, do we get to taste anything before we buy it? Before?
Yep.
No, you pay the 3 coppers for the 3 tokens to have 3 tests. So Akari paid 6, got 6 tokens, and used all 6 at the
Different types of
Yeah.
stuff there at the Xiangzi.
Well,
Xiangzi.
I'll definitely go for the fruit, that fruity licorice thing. And is it? Can you tell me what fruit flavors it is? So,
We
okay,
have
let me not be that person. Let's just go.
berries. We have
green.
berries. We have peaches. We have this weird thing called mango, which we've just discovered.
Orange. I'll go for the orangey yellow mango one.
Okay. No, you can say Maggie will hand it to you. Hand you 1 stick of the mango one, the orange one. Will that be all?
From here for now, thank you. And then I'm gonna go towards where the veggie table is with the vegetable samosas.
Yep.
And how many samosas do I get for a token?
2.
That's rather steep.
And
How
not
big are they? Standard samosa.
a little bit smaller than a standard samosa, but pretty much standard samosa size.
Okay, let me then have. Is there like a vegetable curry or a veggie something?
There's like an incredibly good smelling veggie soup on the boil.
And
But
how big is the
I
container?
wouldn't.
None of this is going to keep you fed.
Yeah, it's kind of
It's just samples.
Yes, I know.
it's a smallish cup.
Okay, then I'm skipping straight to pudding.
Okay.
And I actually think, wait, I'll actually think I'll go to Akari and go and get some dumplings. Try dumplings by Akari.
When you kind of get there, he'll kind of go, what would you like? We have tofu, we have fish, we have chicken, we have beef, and we have pork. Which one would you like?
I'll go with the pork, I think. Dumplings.
you-
Sorry, going to say, like, with a mouthful. The pork.
He gives you like 2 small pork dumplings and just kind of bows as you head away.
And at the pudding table?
There is black pudding made from actual black pudding. There is tarts and cakes and cupcakes and little biscuits, meringues. I would think 2 biscuits or something in the middle.
Okay, are those little 2 biscuits with something in the middle? Do they look poofy?
They look like they could be macarons.
Give me some of that.
There you go. He hands you 2 macaron. Again, he asks you, which would you like? There's brown and green and purple and blue and orange.
Dealer's choice.
These are the ones I like. And he hands you a brown one and like a strange, almost like a very, very, very light pink one.
Thank you very much. And that's me.
There would be chocolate and Turkish delight, in case you're wondering.
I figured.
Okay. Anyone else?
Yes, sorry, I'm making a list of everything you said. I'm trying to sort.
That would be
Hang on.
1 gold.
Yeah. uh, so of the desserts,
Yeah.
you said there were tarts and cakes and what?
There's
Biscuits
a
and
black pudding made
cupcakes.
from actual black pudding. There's jellies. There's the sweets that she had. There's cookies. There's cupcakes. There's macarons. There's biscuits.
Seeing as we're sampling here, we obviously going to go to the like main food place
Up
as
to you.
well at some point, right?
Up to you.
These
you
are
want
just samples.
Yep.
If you want to, you can.
Putting it out to the team. So maybe can we? Did the dude say that these are samples of what they have at their main?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, cool.
Yes.
Okay, I've got my list.
Okay.
Right. So I've taken 3 copper off. I'll take off another 3. But
Wow.
Oryn will get lamb curry, crab legs, pork dumplings, and veggie samosas, jelly, and cake. And she'll split that with her and Silas so that he can try everything.
Cool. Everything, as you guys have probably, I did mention, but everything tastes incredibly good. It's well spiced. It's well cooked. I mean, it's like a 3-star Michelin restaurant type of food you're getting.
Well played, Oryn.
Thank you.
Alpha.
Before
You do notice the samosas got a bit of a bite to them as well. These are spicy. They're not turning down the spice by any means. Sorry.
Alpha is gonna first look at his horse
Mhm.
and then think, not say anything out loud, and just think, is this going to work? And then just see if there's any form of response.
The horse just looks at an alpha.
Okay. Alpha's gonna ask the horse verbally, I don't know if I need to feed you or
Give me
What
the
did
apple.
you-
Give me the apple.
What did you mean by the question earlier? What is going to work?
aha, it works. Alpha's gonna verbally say, aha, it works.
Good job.
The horse visibly confused.
Okay, Alpha's gonna think and then say, look at the horse and just think, do you need to eat? Do I need to feed you? Are you kind of infinite saturation?
The horse answers, that mushroom looks kind of good.
I was gonna say no, bad horse. Pick something else.
Sorry, I almost spat now. And as this is going on, you'll notice, Oryn, that kind of after trying the samosa, you see kind of Silas is kind of like waving his mouth with his hand, like kind of panting. Sorry, go ahead, Alpha.
Oh no, it's spicy.
And then the horse is going to reply, no, it's fine. Doesn't eat anything. But if the mushroom is available later, maybe. It is dying in any way, the horse adds.
I was gonna say no, the mushroom is our friend. And then he's gonna go into the shop, get 6 tokens, so that's 6
Just leave
copper.
It's dying anyway from it.
I was gonna go more with the kind of excuse me. The horse is kind of like, well, I'm gonna try mushrooms. Of all the things you have to eat here, you're gonna go for mushrooms. Sentient mushrooms, no less.
wants the mushroom that Alpha bought from the menagerie.
Yeah, sentient mushrooms. Sorry, go ahead, Alpha. We digress.
A bad horse, no mushroom, mushroom is friend. That mushroom is friend.
That
Fish
mushroom
are
is gonna die.
friends,
So
not
the
food.
horse answers. It's
If
already
it's
dying.
if it speaks, we don't eat it.
Debatable.
The horse answers to Alpha like the mushroom is our friend, and then the horse just gonna like almost sarcastically, like half side mouth answer. Well, it's gonna die soon in any way.
Alpha's gonna say, we'll see. He's gonna spend 6 copper. That's 6 tokens.
Yeah.
He would have probably watched everyone grab something. So he's gonna try the mooncake that Akari took.
Mhm.
He's gonna take
If you look for something else, just ask me. I'll let you know if they have or not.
okay. What else did Akari take? Mooncake?
And
And
dumpling.
That's it.
Like two of each dumpling. Each 2-pack of dumplings is 1 token. So it's like 2 of each dumpling and then the mooncake.
Okay.
Well, she took one of each, and then all the rest pork.
Oh, one order is 2 dumplings.
Yeah, she would have talked to them and said, "I want one, like one chicken, one veg, one beef, all the rest pork."
Okay.
Okay. Alpha's gonna take mooncake, pork dumpling. He's gonna take 2 pieces of no. He's gonna take four pieces. No, sorry, 2 pieces. two pieces of the honeyed boar.
Mm-hmm. Lasagna. Would be that too. Fried mushrooms. Are we talking about mushrooms?
And then
You got 2 more.
he's gonna take 1 of the curry
Mm-hmm.
and
And these are small cups, kind of like the stuff you'd get a little bit bigger than the stuff you'd get kind of handed out freebies at like Pick and Pay and that. So it's a small cup. It's just actually meant to be a sample.
yes. And then what was
Plenty
the
of sweets there.
dealer's choice that Lillith took?
Macaroons.
Macaroons. Alpha will take macaroons as well. Where's the last one?
Cool. And you guys all try it down again. It's amazing flavor, but the weird thing is, as soon as you finished eating, you feel hungry again. It's almost like it didn't have you fill you up in any way. It was just the taste, and the taste seems to kind of linger in your mouth, but it doesn't seem to fill you up in any way. You kind of feel exactly the same as you did before you ate, even though it was kind of just snack sized. But I mean, with 6 people taking, the 6 tokens have taken quite a bit of food, you should at least feel a little bit less hungry, but you find you don't really do.
Sorry, with Alpha
Mhm.
taking the food, he's kind of take a little bite out of everything, and then give the rest to the whatever's left of the food. Give it to the horse.
Okay. Horse.
It'll eat it. Say thank you.
Okay, cool. Okay.
So for those of you watching, Akari keeps the mooncake until last, and then she like holds the mooncake in her hand, walks to Andariel, and then they break it in half, and each of them eats half of it. It seems very ceremonial.
Do a Lady and the Tramp.
No.
And ain't spaghetti and meatballs.
Okay.
But to everyone watching, this seems very ceremonial to them.
Cool. You guys look down, you can actually see there's a little stall there, and the guy is going. It's got a kind of like it was a orc, I believe,
Wait.
sausage.
Oh no, that's ogre.
Ogre. There's an ogre standing there going, sausage on a stick, sausage on a bun, taste the Alchemist star favorite, sausage on a bun, sausage in a stick. very popular in Alkenstar. And you notice the guy standing outside Cogmasters actually seems to be eating sausage on a bun.
On a bun or on a stick?
On a bun.
Dogs for the win.
Quick meta. Take Dugots and do a quick anagram of it.
What?
Dugot. Take the word and switch the letters around.
Cool.
You
Anybody
want
else
to share?
know what that is?
Hold on one sec. Yeah, I need to zoom into my screen again.
Dugoth.
Yeah.
Dugoth.
Dogoth.
Hot dog.
Hot dog.
Oh,
So anagram for hot
okay.
dog.
I was gonna say I was spelling it wrong. I was like DU. I was like, what is DU?
No. Anyway, besides the point. You can go there. There is still Cogmasters. There's still the tattoo place, Incarnate. There's Bubble and Squeak. There's the jewelry place, and there's a Booze Weird still for you guys to try out. Having just eaten, I don't actually want to quite go to the sausage saloon just yet, but it's up to you.
Nah, Akari would go.
I was
mean,
gonna
the
say, you just
Food
said
from
we're
the
not
stall
fe-
didn't make them full, so
yeah, you just said we still gonna feel hungry like we haven't had anything. I
Okay.
want to try a sausage on a stick.
You kind of get there. It's got basically just a bunch of strange elongated buns on one side and a bunch of sticks on the other side, and then in the actual middle part, it's got a whole bunch of long sausages, long thin sausages, and in the middle there's 4 little bowls. One's white, one's yellow, one's red, one's brown, and in the middle is like boiling oil as well. Like, oh, lovely customers. What do you want? Sausage on a stick or sausage on a bun?
What's the price so I can decide if I want bread or not?
That's a good question. That is a very good question. It is. Give me a second. 2 coppers.
I'll go with give me a breaded sausage. I'll have the bread
Sausage on a bun. He puts it. It pretty much looks like a foot-long hot dog. He kind of puts it on there, puts it into the oil for a little while, takes it out, puts it onto the sausage, gives it to you, and then goes, and you get 2 of the sauces with it.
Sorry, did you say 2 copper?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I'm just deducting here.
It's basically, it looks like pretty much like a foot-long hot dog. And again, there's white, red, yellow, and brown sauce there. That you get 2 of the sauces as well with that.
Can I try them?
He kind of looks at you. Another one of those, and hands you like a really small spoon. The white one kind of tastes like a cross between mayonnaise and
Aioli.
aioli. The red one tastes kind of like a tangy ketchup, but with like a bit of tang to it, more like a salsa. The yellow one is mustard, very sweet. And the brown one tastes kind of like barbecue sauce, but kind of like a caramelly, almost like a bit of a sweeter barbecue sauce.
Okay, I'll have the white and the red sauces. Sounds good to me.
He kind of takes a spoon from you and hands you a bigger spoon, and you can kind of spoon it over the top. And then he'll kind of turn to Akari and says, and for you and your friend?
Kari is going to point at the sausage on a stick and say, "Those also 2 copper."
Same price. Everything here is the same price.
Okay, she's gonna take the corn dog.
Sausage on a stick, he kind of takes it down, puts it behind the actual card that you can't see, and brings it out covered in like a wet paste. He also dunks it into the oil for a little while and pulls it out and hands it to you. And so there we go. Just one.
Just one's fine, thanks.
Kind of meaningfully looking at the two of you, like just one.
Akari leans forward and says, "That's not the kind of food she likes." Wink, wink.
You seem kind of like grimace, like, okay, you can dip it in one of the sauces.
Only one.
Well, if you want to dip after dip, you can dip it again if you want to try another sauce. I don't know if it tastes very good if dipped into two sauces at the same time. Never tried it myself.
Akari is going to smile and then dip it into the mustard and then barbecue sauce.
Cool, cool. Anyone else?
And it's getting close to dinner time, and we all becoming starving here, listening to all the food.
Alpha, are you, Oryn, are you going to even join them here, or?
I
Want to go to
no.
Cogmaster?
No, that's a no. Okay. Alpha?
It was 2 copper, hey.
Yeah.
Alpha will join them with 1 purchase.
Sausage on a stick or sausage on a bone?
Sausage on a stick.
He'll do the same thing. And as you
Yes.
kind of do it, he'll kind of lean forward and say, "Are you a gambling man?"
Hey,
Why's everybody
Alpha
trying to
gives off the
gamble?
gambling.
It looks like the gambling type. Alpha's gonna lean in and say, "Speak."
He's going to kind of point behind him, kind of back towards the alleyway that you guys went down to go and find, excuse me, the alleyway that you guys found Biddles in. And he goes, "At night, if you go to the correct building, there's a gambling house. The password is jackpot. You never heard that from me." And steps back as if he's got, as if he never even, as if he never seen you before in his life.
Biddles, that's our lucky little pickpockety place.
Yeah, but just down that alleyway. Not necessarily at Biddles, but down that alleyway.
Alpha's just gonna enjoy his sausage on a stick and not say a word.
And as you kind of step away, he winks at you and goes, and he kind of puts his hand up and kind of mouths the word jackpot without saying it. Puts his hand up so that no one can see him saying it. Where do you want to go?
Very subtle.
Can Alpha quickly run to Fabulous Fashions? He forgot something.
He can quickly run to Fabulous Fashions.
Shall we go to the jewelry place?
Up to you guys.
Akari is going to Cogmasters.
Oh yeah,
With the
that's
sausage on
where.
a stick.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we there right now. So Alpha, I'll go to Cogmasters as well.
Okay.
All right.
I'm going to start with Alpha.
Alpha's just gonna ask quickly if
As you head in, Fabulous goes, "I knew you couldn't stay away. What can I do for you, darling?"
Alpha's just gonna shake his head. He's gonna say, I need a cloak with a hood. Something that would fit what I'm wearing.
Sylvia! And as
Make
Sylvia
it
comes
pink.
running in, she like stops her and then grabs the measuring tape and goes, "I'll handle this one." It kind of stands up really close to you, and you know she actually smells pretty good. She's got like a very nice perfume. It smells kind of sultry and florally at the same time. And she makes sure to make eye contact as she measures your shoulders and the waist and down the length. And she kind of measures and goes, Oh, you're a big boy.
Oh wow! Oh.
Alpha.
And she rests her hand against your chest, and as she puts her hand there, you notice that it goes black again. She goes, "What color?"
Black.
Oh, it'll be ready, darling. My safe word is shinobi.
Shinobi.
And just like steps back. She's almost seems to be drooling. She kind of steps back, just wipes the corners and goes, "I'll see you later."
I was gonna say how much for the cloak. For the cloak. The cloak.
I'm sorry, I forgot. How silly of me. DM.
Very important question, that.
The cloak. Alpha's gonna almost spell it out. The cloak.
Well, if you want to call it that, she's game for it.
No, 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 no.
Now, what's the amount, DM?
I'm checking now.
Completely sidetracked there.
Alpha should have just left.
I'm so glad these sessions are recorded.
How much was it for the waistcoat? I think it would probably be the same, like 2 silver or something, right?
For you?
Special discount for Alpha.
For you? 3 silver, or you could pay me back in kind. She's
Alpha.
putting her
Oh.
kind of with a slight smile. She puts her finger like on her bottom lip.
Go Alpha. Go
Three,
Alpha.
3 silver.
Mm-hmm.
Without saying a single word. Alpha's gonna take out 3 silver, hand it to her, turn around and walk to Cockmaster.
As you walk out, you hear her go, grrr.
Minky, go grrr for me.
Alpha,
As you head
you
into
lied.
Cogmasters,
You
the kind of
bolted. You actually made Alpha's gate through the side of the building and bolted out of there.
as you get to Cogmaster, one of the kind of guard sign says, "Welcome to Cogmasters. Come on in. V and X will be happy to help you." As you step inside, you notice there's 2. I'm going to put it into the chat.
Oryn, are you joining the group at Cogmasters?
Oh, yes, yes, yes,
Okay.
sorry.
Wow. Sorry, I just saw the chat. Wow. Let me quickly get back in here. This is getting to be fun, actually. I'm going to put it into the chat for you guys. As you get to there, you notice these are kind of just examples to give you guys an idea. You notice that there is 2 female-looking metallic golems. That's supposed to be the best way to look at it. The one's got a V and then 2 eyes on the left-hand side. The other one's got an I and an X on the left-hand side of their chest. They're both, it seems to be like a white metal. Again, I put the kind of reference photos in the thing. And as you come in, they kind of like, and the head's kind of goes. And the first one, the one with the VII, says, "Welcome to Cogmasters Emporium. I am V. Can I be of assistance?" And the other one's head comes up and goes, "I am X. I can assist you." And around the things, there's a whole, in the middle, there's a gnome with like wild blue hair. And you see he's tinkering and messing around with something in the middle there, some kind of concoction. He's just cogs and steam. And he completely ignores, he's got like grease smear on his face. And his hands are covered in grease. And he seems to be just whittling away at something there. You hear it like grinding and turning, but he's busy. You can't see. And if you look around the shelves, there's all kinds of weird things. You see like there's strange poles, and there's a little triangular type thing, and there's a little circular, like egg-shaped object. excuse me, there's little toys that look like little animals. Along the one wall, there is a whole bunch of what looks like lanterns, but they've got like they seem to be empty. There's like a glass tube with a silver ball in the middle, and a lot of the items here seem to have like a key that you can turn on them. And the V will turn to are you familiar with any of these? I repeat, are you familiar with any of these?
Akari is going to look at it and say, "No, we are not."
Just kind of here's like strange noise, like strange clicking noise. Then she'll walk towards. Let me show you. And she'll walk towards like one of the little. It looks like an egg-shaped, like a egg-shaped object. It's got a red button on top, and two little yellow, like little circles on the front. And she'll kind of turn around and push the button and drop it. And as it falls to the ground, you notice it kind of folds open, and two little arms come out, and two little legs come out, and the eyes kind of start glowing, the two little yellow things. And it falls to the ground and just makes this incredibly, kicking its arms and legs, and makes an incredibly, like a child laughing, this incredibly contagious laugh. And it just kind of jiggles and spins and kicks its arms and legs. And Silas just bursts out laughing and falls on the ground as well, laughing the same thing as, and just cradling his sides, just laughing and laughing. And then it kind of stops and it falls back up into an egg. And from where the button was, a little key pops out. And V kind of walks, picks it up, winds it, and keeps winding it, and then the key disappears back, and the red light pops back up again. She puts it back on the shelf. X says, allow me to demonstrate as well. And he brings out, looks like, walks to a shelf, picks up looks like 4 pillars or 4 long sticks, and he'll kind of walk along and put the sticks on as she separates them, you notice there's like a fine wire, and she makes like a rectangle of them on the floor, and then again pushes a button on one of them, and they all like glow slightly and then go off again. And then she'll look across to Alpha and say to him, sir, please step across the line.
Alpha's gonna step across the line.
And as you step across it, you hear like really loud, like screeching blare coming from the 4 items, like wee.
Alarm system, you just broke the what do you call those things outside?
I don't know.
You just broke the beam, so the alarm's gone off.
And you hear V kind of say, we offer all kinds of strange and wonderful objects from Elkenstar. And it says that you notice that X kind of pushes the button again, and the alarm goes off, and then kind of pulls on 2 of the rods, and they kind of all shoot back together into like a little bundle of 4. And he kind of puts it down, and then X will say, is there anything else we can show you? And as the gnome is just completely ignored, he doesn't even know you exist. He's just tinkering away at something in the middle there.
Are you gonna look for your lamp here, Alpha?
Um,
Or the grease, whatever you were looking for.
yes. Alpha's gonna ask for a lamp that he can attach to his belt, and grease that will stick to a sword, and flammable.
X answers you first, says, I can help you with a lamp. V, and V looks at X, and they just kind of nod their head, goes, I'll get the flammable grease and kind of heads towards the back. X will kind of walk across and bring one of these. It's like a square glass case. Looks like a lantern. It's got metal frame. It's got a little turnkey on top. It's got a glass vial and a silver, like a little silver ball in the middle. And you notice that X grabs the, excuse me, grabs the turnkey and starts turning it and turning it and turning it. And eventually it clicks. And when it clicks, X lets it go and then holds it up and pushes down on the top. And as they push down on the top, you know, it's like a spark shoots down the glass tube, but nothing happens. They push again and the spark shoots down. And as the spark shoots down again, you notice the ball in the middle just like glows, lights up. So it makes like a lantern. And you notice like lightning bolts come out from it and start touching all the sides of the glass. And there's a handle there with a little hook on it and kind of hands it across to Alpha. Goes, this will continue to glow as long as it is wound. Please touch the glass.
Alpha's gonna slowly touch the glass.
As you touch the glass, you feel like a slight shock because of your metal, but you notice all of the lightning that was going on kind of generalizes and comes towards where your finger is, and it just kind of centers itself. There's an odd little lightning bolt shooting out to one of the other sides, but it seems to congregate where your finger is. And if you move your finger, you notice it moves along with your finger. It tingles slightly, but doesn't really. Just the first one was kind of a shock because of your metal. And there we go. And X will kind of say to you, would this work for you? Only 2 gold.
Alpha's gonna.
And with that, you'll notice that kind of V has come up behind you and it's holding up a small jar. It's just a gray jar with a screw-on lid. And there's no markings or anything on it. It's just purely gray. And they'll hand it to you as one goes, this should be enough for about 5 sword coatings. And it will be 1 gold.
Okay. Alpha's gonna ask, is there any maintenance I need to do on the lantern, or will it always work?
As long as you keep winding it, it will keep glowing. It is guaranteed for your short lifetime.
It's a bit rough.
How short lifetime?
How bright is the light? Is it enough? Does it light up like a normal lantern would, more or less?
Yeah, it's pretty much the glow is the same light as a normal lantern would give.
Okay. Alpha will buy the lantern.
And then kind of she'll show you as well, and she kind of just pushes the top and the bottom half again and just dies out immediately. Like, that is how you would disengage. Please remember, and it starts turning it up again, to turn until, and you hear it click, it clicks, and then puts it back down again.
Like it. Alpha will
Very nifty.
buy the lantern because he does not have dark vision.
Yeah,
The only party member that does not have dark vision.
bad.
And then the grease jar as well.
Good, Stiegel. You notice as kind of X has been entertaining with us, V kind of turns to us after handing you the bosses. Is there anything else we can show you?
I'm
Looking at the
wondering
rest
if
of the party.
shouldn't some of this liquid that Alpha got, it's flammable, right?
Mhm.
Would it work on arrows?
Are you
Ask.
asking?
I'll ask X or V.
V will kind of say to you, it would work, but would damage the wooden shaft. And he's going to point towards Silas and say, he seems to have liked the Eagle Master.
How much for your Giggle Master? And then I'm gonna buy a part of that How many? If it covers 5 blades, how many arrows would it cover?
That is a very good question. I wouldn't be able to answer that. The only thing I would say is remember, you've got a wooden shaft and it'll probably burn through the wooden shaft. So your arrow head would probably fall off the arrow.
No, but she's got a bottomless cover.
I've got a bottomless quiver, so by the time it hits the target that I want, I don't care if it burns out. So
Not burn out, the head, it literally burned through the wood. Remember, the shaft is wood.
I get that, but there's
Okay, cool, cool. No, that's fine. No, that's fine.
if you sort of cover the tip of the arrow, not the whole arrow, sort of just dink it in there so that it's on fire, and if you shoot it
I mean,
at
the
some
very tip, not the, you mean the tip, not going towards the back, not the
yeah,
whole arrowhead.
not the whole arrow, just the
Arrowhead, not the
Take
arrow. I'm not obviously not the whole arrow, but just the arrowhead.
yes, correct.
Okay. Well, again, he's not going to bother with that. They'll bring you. It's 1 gold.
And the giggle master,
That would be 3 silver.
and for 2,
That would be 6 silver.
you don't understand bartering, do you? Like wholesale prices here. And okay. Get me I'll take the liquid and I'll take 1 giggle master.
Okay, you do the thing.
So it's
And
1 gold and 2 silver. 3. How many?
3 silver, wasn't it? 3
Okay,
silver.
3 silver. Cool.
And then I'm going to just kind of walk across and take, it's got this like a stick with like a point on it. And as they're about to demonstrate it, you'll notice the gnome kind of eventually looks around and notices you guys for the first time. And you'll say, well, welcome. Sorry, I'm so involved with my work, I often forget to notice there's people here. How do you like X and V? I didn't make them, I found them, but they're amazing, aren't they?
Very, very, very amazing.
Akari is going to ask the gnome, how do guns work?
And look at you go, well, you place the powder in and then the bullet. And generally you pull back the hammer and pull the trigger, pointing it away from you, preferably.
Mm.
Can I interest you in some plans? I've got some amazing plans. I don't know if you're interested in tinkering as much as I am. I've got some plans I could sell you for some amazing, some of the stuff you see here. Those goggles over there, for instance.
Akari is going to shake her head and say, probably know someone who'd be more interested in that, and then going to say, we were just advised to ask, about how guns work.
Oh, okay. Well, if you'd like, I can have X or V take you around the back. We do have in one of the stalls, below one of the shouting stalls, you do have a firing range to test them out in.
That has Akari's interest.
And no extra charge, just so people understand our culture better. If you don't mind, I'm going to get back to my tinkering now because you're boring me. He turns around and just carries on fiddling there.
How much for the goggles? Did you say?
I didn't give you a price. I just said he can sell you plans.
Oh, I thought you said he was goggles.
They
I
were
think I
goggles.
misheard.
They are goggles.
How much for the goggles?
Well, wouldn't you first want to see what the goggles are?
Oh yeah, yeah. Are they not normal goggles?
Like clockwork goggles.
They kind of look like really big goggles. And there's kind of like on the sides, there's little things that you can twist and turn. And as you kind of twist and turn, it's like lenses seem to move and shift backwards and forwards and across them. You can kind of see different things and you can see further and you can see closer. All seem to be built into the goggles at the same time.
Okay, okay. How much for them?
For the actual goggles or for the plans to build them?
Oh, all right. So there's only plans for the goggles. It's not the actual goggles.
There's plans to build them. Those are purely for demonstration purposes on what it'll
Oh,
look
I
like when it's
see.
done.
I see. I see. I'm sorry, I misheard you.
No, you didn't miss him. I didn't go into that much detail.
I
You
thought you
need
were
to
selling
ask.
the goggles themselves.
Nope.
Okay. All
Those
right.
would be-
Don't worry.
These are merely samples of what you could build should you follow the instructions of the Cogmaster.
Ye medieval Lego kits.
Pretty much. And Ix will kind of look at all of us. Can we be of further assistance?
He's
Oh.
going to look at the rest and then say, I'd like to go to the gun range.
Okay, I'll walk over to Silas and say, I'm a bit late to the party, and seeing as everyone else has given you something, here's your little friend you enjoyed so much. And pass him the little egg.
Aww.
Well, he's going to kind of hold. It's almost it's kind of like half his size, kind of big, and he's going to kind of. This made me really happy, Lady Oryn, and he holds it up to you. Would you keep it for me?
Of course, of course. Oryn's just gonna give Lilith a hug and just whisper in her ear, thank you. And then just put the egg in her bag.
Cool. I'll take it off my notes over here. Cool. You're
And
welcome.
Silas is going to kind of bow to you as one say, "Thank you, Dark Lady."
You're most welcome, little one, seeing as we kind of family, seeing as we're from the same realm. It only feels suitable that I should be gifting you with something that makes you happy.
He kind of looks around and goes, his eyes kind of grow wide as he kind of struggles. I haven't given anyone anything. He kind of looks at Oryn, like very worried, like, am I supposed to give them something too? Is this a custom I missed out on? I'm new here.
Oryn is just gonna bend down to him and say, No. It's nothing like that. You've not missed out on anything. But if you would like to, if you see something that catches your eye and you want to give it to someone, let me know and we can make a plan. We can also make them something if you want, to say thank you for all the nice presents you gave them.
You see his eyes kind of widen and like, ooh, I like that idea. Homemade. I like that idea. I'm pretty good with my hands. He kind of holds his hands out with the leaves, fingers sticking out in front of him.
Well, let's see what we can make for them then.
I can whittle really good.
Well, as soon as we find what would you use for that? Sticks, a plank?
Would.
Yeah. Well, as soon as we find some, we'll get working on it.
Good idea. Thank you. Anyone else want anything?
So is Akari going to go to the firing range? Do they have guns to actually show
No.
you?
No.
So you have to get guns.
You'd need to bring it with you.
Okay.
You have to ask if Akari had to ask the firing range. V and X would answer in unison. If you bring the weapon, we will demonstrate.
Corey seems a little disappointed and says, okay.
Maybe Akari can convince Dodger to go to the firing range with her.
Where's Dodger?
You might be back. It's been a while. You guys have been. It's been a while. You guys have been wandering around quite a while. Had haircuts. Had something to eat.
He may be back. Alpha's not there to intimidate him anymore, but I'm going to to the place with the shinies.
Agreed. Jewelry!
Amen, sister.
On the
Good
way there,
yield.
Akari's going to go to the closest seems to be guard captain and speak to them. Don't know if anybody wants to come with and listen.
Alpha will come with.
Yeah, we on the way there, so we may as well
Stitch together.
stick together.
Mm-hmm.
So Akari goes up to the guard captain and says that it seems like one of the officers lost their mace and ring, and she takes out the officer's mace, Magnimar officer's mace, and the officer ring of Magnimar, and hands it over to the captain and says, "I just want to return them."
He kind of takes notes of it and goes, these are usually given to tax collectors. I'll
that-
hand them over to the tax authority if you like.
Is there a reward attached to that?
I wouldn't know. I'm just a guard.
Maybe hang on to them and ask where's the tax collectors.
And he's kind of holding them out in front of him like two fingers, like he doesn't really want to touch them. Not a big fan of tax collectors myself.
Well, thank you for the information. Takes the stuff back and then continues walking.
Kind of as you walk away, he goes, "Welcome."
Am I seeing Ramsey's bakery cart there next
Mhm.
to? Okay.
Yep. And as you kind of walk
Wait,
past, he's saying, "Mhm, go ahead."
Sorry, were some of these just added in now? Like incarnate?
Yep.
Nope.
No,
Okay, I was
you,
gonna say, I was like, how
you
did I
weren't there
miss
last
that?
time. No, they
It
weren't here
was-
last time.
They were in from the beginning of this session, though.
Yeah, from
Oh,
the beginning of this session, yeah.
okay. I didn't
Yeah,
even
we're
see.
focusing on the top half of the map. Maybe if we walk around
Maybe.
Ramsey's bakery cart and go and see what's at Ramsey's bakery cart, just to suggest.
Ramsey's bakery cart has got. He walked past you kind of when you guys were coming in, pushing the cart up to here, and he kind of goes, "Pies and pastries, pies and pastries, Ramsey's pies and pastries," and kind of one half of it is filled with different kinds of pies, and the other is filled with danishes and different kinds of kind of dessert pastries.
And the idiot sandwich.
But do you want to go into Sparkles? As
Yeah,
into Sparkles,
Waffles.
you notice it is wall to wall guards. There's a whole bunch of people inside, half orcs, dwarves, all standing around watching. And in the middle, there's a massive circular display case with necklaces and bangles and gems and jewels and gold and silver. And standing around it all is, you're not quite sure. It kind of looks female, dwarf, with kind of whiskers, but not quite a beard, long hair, dressed in a flowing robe, little gems embroidered on the robe, little gems and rings and all kinds of jewelry embroidered on it. And as you see her come in, she just gives this big smile on her face. Excuse me. And she goes, "Guests, I love guests. My name is Tamara. I make all this fine jewelry while my clan and I do. Does anything catch your eye?" And
Excited.
there's again gold and silver, platinum, there's jewels, there's little crystal figurines carved, all kind of around here. She also mentions we always are on the lookout for what you would call materials. Should you happen to have any with you, we are more than welcome. We're more than happy to pay you market price.
I like it.
Akari takes out the golden necklace she has and puts it down onto the counter in front of Tamara and says, How much for this then?
What is the worth?
I don't know. You just said I found a gold necklace on one of the people in, or I think
Didn't I give you the worth?
No.
Okay, I'll look it up for you quickly. Give me a
Gold
second.
necklace.
I've got the silver necklace with the Gloander effigy on it too that I want to trade.
Did I give you a price on that?
Nope.
Okay, give me a second. Uh, add mod. Has anyone else got anything from there that doesn't have a price on it?
I don't think so.
Okay. Give me a second. Let me get down there. Ba-dum-bum-bum. Excuse me. 40 yard. Here we go. Here we go. It was a gold. Give me a second. This silver.
Pendant of Gloander. I think that is what Lilith has.
Yeah,
Mhm.
the silver Gloander pendant on a chain I've got here. Is it just the pendant?
It would be a pendant on a chain. Give me a second.
Got that off the mutated body of the mayor.
Yeah.
If that
Uh,
helps.
Nope. That would be worth 8 silver.
Thank you.
And the gold chain. Give me a second. I'm just getting that.
Maybe not the best idea to sell a Gloander pendant
Maybe.
in the city of Adesna.
That might be a very good point. That right there might be an actual very valid point.
Remember, she said they're always looking for materials that can be melted down and reshaped into something more acceptable.
Maybe just clearly state that you killed the cult, Gloander cult member.
Yeah, I'm not a follower.
And maybe, yeah, it might be a good thing to mention. Give me a second. Sorry, guys. I just need to find it in the adventure.
Quick question. The rainbow shards are just that. It's a rainbow shard. It's not on anything, right?
No, it's on a necklace.
Oh, it's on a necklace. Okay, okay.
It's a pendant on a necklace.
Okay, cool. Thanks.
No problem. So no, it is a full-on pendant on a necklace.
Well, Akari's is now clutched in the hand of glory.
Yeah. 12 gold.
Sold.
Woohoo! Go Akari!
No, that's what that's what it would be worth. Again, that's at full price if you had to purchase it. But you want to ask her what her, she kind of looks at it, picks up her little eyeglass and kind of looks at it, breathes on it, polishes it a little bit. Goes, I'll give you 6 gold.
Akari leans forward and then slides it back slightly and says, I think you can do better than that. This is heavier than 6 gold.
Kind of rubs her chin flat on her chin. Goes, 8. And I can't go any higher than that.
Akari looks around at all the jewels and stuff inside and says, I really think you could, and picks up the necklace.
Because I need to make a profit too, remember?
I know. And then she points at one of the gems and says, if you embed that in here, you could probably sell it for 40 gold.
That's
Well,
my
play.
dream, not yours. Are
That's
you
me.
taking out the silver? Or are you
Yes.
taking out the silver?
Yes, I'll put the silver chain and Gloander pendant on there and just state that I am not a follower. We came across these and I would like to find out what you'd pay me for obviously weight or whatever of this.
Look at you guys. Well, the pendant you can keep. I don't want anything to do with that. For the chain, I'd give you 2 silver.
What am I going to do with the pendant?
Listen, it might not be a bad idea for us to get rid of our things then if this is a Desna, run city. Because I also have that water, so listen, we might just need to get rid of this stuff.
You can throw the water, the door you wanted to lick, the handle.
Yeah.
Throw the water on that.
Cool. Yeah. Okay. Well, I am looking to buy something here from you, so let's see what we can do.
Earrings. I've got this big loop earrings. There's earrings with emeralds, and I forgot to mention those as well. When I mentioned everything else except, I suppose, earrings.
I'm looking for something like a bangle or something that I can put on my wrist or my lower arm. And I am also looking for earrings, something that will remind me of my home world, first world.
So I kind of look at you and go, we could work something out, I suppose. That exchange, we can do a quick barter. I unfortunately don't know much about the first world. That is more of a known place. But I do have these beautiful earrings. She brings out like loop earrings and earrings that kind of hang down. Got one that actually looks really, it's got like 2 chains, and kind in between the chains like a tree, shaped like a silver, like a tree pendant that hangs down. And she'll kind of hold them out, something like this. It's in gold.
Okay, looking at my complexion, I think I should probably go for something silver. Can you have a look at something silver and maybe something with some stones, colored stones in it?
And she kind of holds up the one that she had with the tree. Something like this in silver with 2 or 3, maybe amethyst or emerald or sapphire in it.
Are we talking about the earrings now, or are we
The earrings, yeah.
talking?
This is the earring, yeah.
Okay.
It's an earring. It's kind of got like 2 little chains going out, and in between it's got a small little tree.
I actually like that for like a pendant. That would be cool for a pendant. I'm not looking for very bulky earrings here. And then I need amulet or something that I can wear on I'm looking for like a bracelet or something. Also in silver. I like the idea of the colored stones. I wouldn't be opposed to having multiple colored stones in the bracelet.
Okay. And she kind of takes out the braces. There's straight braces. Braces look like whirled rope. There's another that looks like looks like kind of a web. Another one looks like kind of 3 branches, kind of just interwoven together around each other. This is what I've got.
Hey, I'll take on the bracelet. I think I'm gonna go with like the interwoven, like a filigree tree branchy thing. And then I'd like to have a couple of stones. Obviously, you're gonna quote me a price on this first,
Yes,
right?
of course.
So to put that around like my upper arm, so something that's not solid, that you can actually slide onto your upper arm. And then just like, what? You're looking at me like I'm smoking my socks.
Mhm.
And then I like the idea with the pendant with the tree on it. I'd also like to have like little colored stones in the tree, but then I want it on a pendant that I can wear around my neck. And I'll take plain, smallish hoops for my ears.
All in silver?
Yes, please. Sorry, Arina, I'm jumping in here for shopping.
I wouldn't say
No,
anything. I wasn't
please
going to say
don't
anything.
say sorry.
That's why I
Go
was getting
ahead.
in your look. She kind of looks at the pen again. If you, and she kind of picks up the pendant. This plus, let's call it 1 gold.
Done.
And she takes out the parts and she kind of holds up the bracelet thing you've got and goes, would you like me to add some gemstones to this?
Yes. Multicolored ones, please.
She goes, 1 moment. And she takes it to the back and she kind of just hands it through, and hand comes around the door, and you hear like faint tapping and hammering from the back there. And then she turns to kind of, while that's happening, she turns to Oryn and Akari and Lillith and Elven. Anything for you?
Sorry, what did she say about the pendant?
The glounder pendant.
No, Akari's the jewel, or the golden necklace that Akari's trying to sell there.
8 gold is what she said she was willing to offer you.
And then when she gave her the suggestion about the gem inside it and selling it for 40.
She said, well, she wouldn't know that. She'd have to work on it herself. Or you could do it yourself if you want to put the gem in there and sell it back to her. She was willing to look at that then.
Akari's going to lean forward and then say, what about you bring a scale? We see how many gold coins this weighs out to be.
You look at you and go, we don't work like that. And with that, you hear kind of a whistle from the back as she walks back and brings back the bracelet. It's now got 5 or 6 little chips of emerald in it. So it's little green chips in it. And the other side, she goes, there we go, darling. And with that, I think we need to end, people.
It is time.
That's rough.
Sorry, guys. Next time I won't take up all the time in the shiny, in the
You
jewelry store.
You didn't. You don't need to say sorry. Please, we all take our time with it. I'm ready to take just as long, if not longer. So that's why I was definitely not rushing you.
So this is session number 2. I'm just saying.
We have 2 more sessions.
At least.
At least, yeah.
Well, I've lost my bet, so.
Guys and girls, have an awesome, awesome week. Thank you for your time. And yeah, stay safe on the wet roads and everything else. And we'll chat again soon.